Yep, so here from Tiger Hollow for this one. It's going to be a great game. Obviously, the battle between the 1 seed, the Ridgefield Tigers, a 13-1 record on their home floor, up against the 11-3 New Canaan Rams, who are the 5 seed, but really a lot of people ever since that double overtime victory that New Canaan pulled off at home on March 3rd up against the Tigers. These two teams have been considered the top 2 dogs in the FCIAC, Charlie. It's going to be a phenomenal game, and I know you're a Ridgefield fan at heart. You're born and raised here, but you know it's going to be a close game because these two teams, it's so evenly matched.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this game since Friday night when Ridgefield took down Darien, and been replaying that Ridgefield versus New Canaan game in the regular season through my head. And boy, it was tight. It came down to those final possessions, couple free throws, couple turnovers. So Coach Mack, he preaches attention to details, dominate the details. If Ridgefield's going to win today, that's going to be the key to their success. And if Canaan's going to win, it's the same thing. And these two teams are a carbon copy of one another. And it's going to come all down to execution. This is as close to coin flip, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this one plays out.
And the one guy I will say, Charlie, that Ridgefield doesn't have a guy like him is Leo Magnus. When you have a 6'5" athlete who can jump out the building, he's committed to Colorado College, and I know Amos Gray is also going to Sarah Lawrence as well in New York. Leo Magnus is a machine. Last year, it was pure athleticism, not a lot of polish. This year, it's everything you want from your All-FCIAC first-team player. And transition, you can't stop him. In the half court, he'll blow by you. Open threes, he's going to drill them. And defensively, he brings the energy. You saw it in that Friday game. New Canaan looks like a completely different team with Magnus in the lineup, but it's not just him. They can get it done with Blake Wilson, Dennis Mulcahy, Will Bozzella too. Christian Sweeney, a great catch-and-shoot three-point threat. This team has a phenomenal starting 5, just like Ridgefield.
Yeah, and the only player I would think of comparing Leo Magnus to is Dylan Vallette in terms, they are just superstars in the making. Dylan a little further back than Leo, but man, Dylan Vallette has come on leaps and bounds this year. Starting as a freshman, he was a little raw, but like Leo Magnus, he's fine-tuned his skills, really got his post-game working. He can shoot it from the outside. He's become dominant on the boards, and that matchup with Dennis Mulcahy is going to be all over the place tonight. That's one I'm really looking forward to whenever they're on the floor. Mulcahy for New Canaan, Vallette for Ridgefield. Whoever gets the best of those is going to give their team a really good chance of winning this game.
So I don't know if you got the introductions in. So this is Jeff Sansone. I'm here with these two young men. It's Charlie DiMatteo with the Ridgefield side. We have Ian Nicholas in from New Canaan. So Ian, welcome to the desk. We tried to do an introduction before. I don't know if the fans heard, but Ian's been the play-by-play guy for New Canaan for 3 seasons now, right? As a sophomore he started?
Yeah, that is correct.
And he's a senior, so he's got a game or 2 left, depending on how this goes tonight. So want to welcome you into our gym. Thank you for coming tonight. And we're going to have a very deep perspective on this New Canaan team. And, of course, we've got the Ridgefield Tigers covered. What do you think tonight? What's the key to the games? I know you guys just talked a little bit about some key players. What else do you have as far as insight? I'll tell you what I think before I hand it over. I think pace of play is going to be very important tonight. I think the Tigers want to go. I think New Canaan likes to play a more measured half-court game. And I think close games and tight games might be in New Canaan's favor. And I think if Ridgefield can get up and get going, I think their type of offense and defense lends itself to that. What do you think from your side?
Well, I think New Canaan preaches defense, but I think all 5 of their starters could lead this team in scoring. So anybody can take over. That's not the problem for New Canaan. As you mentioned, Jeff, and I've said it throughout my 3 years calling these games, there's no shot clock in Connecticut, and Coach Danny Melzer takes full advantage of that. He will milk out possessions. The mistakes will be minimal, and they're going to get the best shot off backdoor cuts, off wide-open threes off a screen. New Canaan is as patient can be, and it's because Will Bozzella, the senior point guard captain of this team, is going to make sure that they don't rush anything. Ridgefield has the talent to play both ways, which is why it's a little bit scary because they have guards who can speed up the tempo a little bit, but they can also play a slow game. They're coached by Andrew McClellan. They have plenty of tricks up their sleeve, and they're built for the long haul when it comes to time of possession, too. So this game can go a lot of different ways. It went a way that not a lot of people expected the first time around, and I can't wait to see how it pans out this second time around.
Yeah, I mean, a big similarity between these two teams is squad depth. So for Ridgefield, you've got 9-10 deep every single game. Similar thing for New Canaan. And I think Ridgefield's greatest strength is that they have multiple strengths in terms of defense and offense. You can get it from anywhere on the court, even including the bench. You see guys like Alistair Walsh and Dylan Vallette coming off the bench getting big minutes, especially in that New Canaan game where they played the majority of the fourth quarter and both overtime periods. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach McClellan manages his bench and utilizes the weapons he's got there.
I talked to Coach McClellan over Zoom before the game. He's a great guy, a great coach here. And I asked him about Dylan Villette and Alistair Walsh, because rarely do you see freshmen make big-time impacts on a program like this. And he told me these are some of the most impressive freshmen he's had since reigning FCIAC Player of the Year, Luke McGarity. We saw what Dylan Villette did against New Canaan in that first game. Coach Melzer, after the game, called him a baller. He scored 18 points, and he led the Tigers in scoring. He might not look like the biggest threat. He's not big and muscly, but he looks like it down on the block. And then you have a guy like Matthew Nakel, who looks just as good as his older brother, and is just a point guard, as you mentioned, Charlie, who can really turn it up if he decides that he's going to control the game. He is phenomenal, quick, and efficient leading this offense.
Yeah, Nakel's been unbelievable, and he is a junior, and he doesn't play anything like his brother, but they're both super effective. Really cool to watch him develop here. You know what? I've seen, I think I've called 40-something games this season, and nothing is more exciting than this game about to come up. You know, it's to many, this might be the FCIAC championship game. I don't know. The other teams on the other side of the bracket, it's West Hill and Ward. Those are two good teams, but I think everyone wanted to see these two teams match up. And it's one game at a time right now, and this is the game that matters. It's the only team to beat Ridgefield this year. It's a redemption game for the Tigers, and I think the Rams really want to put their stamp on their season here and take out the Tigers here. So this game has everything you want. It's got the redemption factor, it's got the winner-go-home factor, and it's got everything you need for a big hype game. So looking forward to this one.
And I asked Coach Melzer before the game, are those two losses from last year? Because people, they don't want to forget. Last year, Ridgefield came into the New Canaan arena, it blew them out of the water. Then in the FCIAC tournament, round of 8, blew them out of the water again. But I talked to Coach Melzer, and he told me that those games, he doesn't really care about them anymore. Completely different team, completely different season. He wishes this game was around later. He wishes that they saw Ridgefield later too. In West Hill and Ward, you mentioned two great teams, but this is a game of the year rematch. No other game this year in the FCIAC came remotely close to that March 3rd game. Ridgefield is 25-1 in our last 26 games, and their only loss was that one. Both of these teams are coming in here with all the fuel they need. There's no extra motivation factor that either of them need. It's going to be perfect.
Out of all the seasons, with this COVID season and the shortened preseason and this really rushed season, I think the rankings mean less this year than anything. One seed, you saw Greenwich take out the 2 seed in St. Joe's. So I think don't pay attention to the number in front of the team name, okay? Because these teams are different teams than when they started. I know New Canaan played a bunch of games shorthanded. They have 3 losses, but they're not a 3-loss team in my mind. And this is a team. Both teams are at full strength tonight. They have no one sitting out. Their benches are deep and they're ready to rock. So this is a game that you don't have a lot to look to see a precursor to this. Sure, they played early in the year, but Ridgefield played 3 games in 4 days. They had back-to-backs against New Canaan. You guys had played Staples a day before. I think these teams are both not at their top peak, and we're going to see both teams in their A game tonight.
Yeah, as you mentioned it, New Canaan might be 11-3. One of those losses came when half their team was out with the COVID protocol. The other 2 losses, one of them also without Leo Magnus against Wilton, and the other one, New Canaan beat undefeated Staples, then defeated undefeated Ridgefield, and then they only had 1 day of rest before having to go up against another tough team in Wilton, and they only lost by 2. Both of these teams, ever since that double overtime game, everybody is known. Ridgefield 1, New Canaan 1B, whatever you want to slice it. These are the 2 top teams. You wouldn't want it any other way. And Coach Melzer, he said it. This team has been bit by the injury bug over the years. Nobody on New Canaan has injury problems. Coach Andrew McClellan mentioned it to me before the game. He had a few guys banged up in the middle of the season. Everybody's healthy. They haven't played since Friday, so a few days to get the sea legs under them. This is full strength as full strength gets, Jeff.
Isn't it funny? It takes the playoffs to get some rest, right? I mean,
Yes.
this regular season has been crazy, and now it takes the playoffs to get some rest. And we're going to see a good game here tonight. I feel like we're courtside, ringside for a big Vegas fight. The excitement's here. The gym is crowded. I don't know if we mentioned it on this one before the tech happened. We have New Canaan parents in the gym. We have New Canaan's parent in the gym. We have Ridgefield parents in the gym. We have Ridgefield students in the gym, and we have the JV squad sitting behind the bench. So the gym feels it is the most crowded it's been all year. And I think the energy in this gym is going to be something we haven't felt all year, not only for us on the mics and the people at home, but the players on the court are going to feel something they haven't felt. And it's super loud in here. already, and maybe they've gotten used to playing on a quiet court where they can hear everything. Maybe that's going to have an effect tonight.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting and kind of fitting that the first game back with the Tigers' lair is an FCIAC semifinal against the top two teams in the league. So I just wonder if it's going to play on both teams' players' minds a little bit with the crowd. How will that influence Canaan with the student section? Lots of chanting is going to be happening. On the flip side, Ridgefield's going to have kind of an added pressure with the student section. You know, you don't want to let your home fans down. You want to come out, put in a good performance. So I'm looking for the early start here to get these jitters out of the way and both teams to start firing on all cylinders, and it should be a great game for 32 minutes, maybe more in overtime.
Well, don't even get me started with that, Charlie. I already had my voice shot in that double overtime game. Everybody would like to see this game never end. I don't know how it's going to end. Really, it can break any way. It can break for either team. Any team can win it in any amount of fashion. There's just not much more you can say than this is the perfect game in the imperfect season. As you mentioned, Jeff, most fans we've seen in an arena all year long. We saw parents trickle in at the beginning from the home teams. Since the tournament started, gyms have usually let both home and road parents. And now, one of the best, arguably the best student section in the FCIAC, Tiger Hollow's unit, coming in 40, 50 kids strong. It's going to sound like 400 to 500 in here. We're not going to be able to hear each other, but the people at home don't care about that. They just care about what's happening on the hardwood.
Yeah, we said it before. It's win or go home, and for the Tigers, it's win and stay home. The higher seed hosts throughout the playoffs. And if New Canaan wins, they'll be the highest seed left in the bracket as well. So if the Tigers win, they're staying here. If the Rams win, they get to host the game, and Ian gets to do another game on the mic at New Canaan High School, which I'm sure he's excited about.
Yeah, I mean, I got my state championship in 2018, 2019. I had to go all the way up to state for that one. I have to go 2 minutes down the road for the other one. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers. All I want is a good game. I don't want a stinker for either team. That's what I want. If it is my last game, I want to go out with a bang. I don't want to go out with a snooze fest. Ridgefield, they tend to blow out teams. 11 of their 13 wins this year by double digits. I don't want to see you do that today, Tigers fans. And I don't think you guys want to see it either. I think you want to see a game that's worth the billing, as you mentioned, a fight that will go blow for blow. And Ridgefield, they delivered their biggest blow early in that last game. They were up 9 at the half. That's usually a death sentence for any other team playing the Tigers. New Canaan came right back. Coach Danny Melzer never phased, and they'd end up winning the game with a couple extra minutes and a couple extra OTs.
Yeah, Amos Gray hit that half-court shot at the end of the half there to make it a 9-point lead. So we're going to the court announcer here, and we're going to get the introductions and the national anthem. So thanks for being with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ridgefield High School for tonight's FCIAC Boys Basketball Tournament semifinal game between the Rams of New Canaan and our own Ridgefield Tigers. Tonight's contest is being played in accordance with the National Federation of High Schools and FCIAC rules and regulations. The officials for tonight's game are Steve Missouri, John Inesta, and Jim Wachanski. At this time, we would like to announce the starting lineups. First, for the visiting New Canaan Rams. At guard, number 12, senior Christian Sweeney. At guard, number 13, sophomore Blake Wilson. At guard, number 14, seniors William Gazella. At guard, number 20, senior Leo Magnus. And at center, number 22, senior Dennis McCabe. The Rams enter the game on a record of 11-3 as the tournament's notified. And are coached by Danny Melzer, assisted by Mike Tisha, Terrence Bertini, Mike McAteer, and Sid Asman. And now for your Ridgefield Tigers. At guard, number 1, junior Justin DeFabio. At guard, number 2, junior Matt Nickel. At forward, number 22, senior Matthew Iden. At forward, number 21, senior Emmett O'Malley. And at forward, number 34, senior Amos Gray. The Tigers enter the game with a record of 13-1 Joe Wolf, AJ Romeo, and Dan Bolts. The national anthem is played before sporting events nationwide. People around our nation come together during these times to show pride in our country and to show respect for those who have sacrificed for our freedom and our valued way of life. Please rise, remove your hats, and be respectful during the playing of our national anthem.
All right. We're ready for basketball here in the Tigers' den. Tigers in their home white, Rams in their road blacks. So I'm going to have the call here up to the first mass break, then we're going to hand it off to our New Canaan counterpart. Ian Nicholas is going to take it from there for a little while, and we're going to do a little back and forth so you get a little perspective from both sides. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and I hope we have a lot of fans from New Canaan tuning in. The parents are here, but hopefully a lot of the New Canaan fans are tuning in for the broadcast. So good luck to the Rams and to the Tigers fans out there. Let's go Tigers. Let's see if they can finish the deal here against the only team to beat them this year, the New Canaan Rams.
Yeah, we remember last year, the only team the Tigers lost to in FCIAC play during the regular season was Trinity Catholic. Famously, they came back, won that FCIAC title game against all odds against a stacked Trinity team. Can they repeat history and take down the New Canaan Rams, their only FCIAC loss during the regular season? We're ready, boys. Ian, Jeff, let's do this.
So for the Rams, we have Sweeney, Wilson, Bozzella, Magnus, and Mulcahy, I believe, are the starters. Iben jumps it up. Mulcahy gets the tip. The Tigers have Iben. We have a backcourt violation right away on the Rams. It's Nakel, O'Malley, Gray, Iben, and DeFabio for the Tigers.
Yeah, from second one, you hear this Tigers layer to our left. They're going to play a role tonight, believe you me.
O'Malley inbounds to Iben. He swings it to the left wing. Nakel's got it. Gray has to come way high to get the ball from Nakel. DeFabio lifts on the right side. Nakel scanning the floor. He's covered by Bozzella. Bozzella giving him a lot of room, doesn't have the count on him, so Gray can watch and see what he wants to do here. But Gray goes downhill to the right hand, comes to a stop, flips it up to O'Malley for three. That's long, off the backboard, no good. Ball's on the ground. Gray comes out with it, flips it up over the top. DeFabio does a great job to sky up and get that ball. DeFabio drives to his left hand, up off the backboard, no good. Sweeney clears up the right side. Magnus has it in the corner, covered by O'Malley. They get it to Mulcahy down low, and Nakel gets a hand in there and knocks it loose, but they get Nakel on the reach.
Yeah, so a little bit of rushing from the Tigers on the offensive end. DeFabio with the drive. That's not a shot he loves. O'Malley's shot was a little bit strong, just could be a little bit of jitters in these opening minutes.
So Sweeney's inbounding in front of the scorer's table into the backcourt. Gets it to Wilson. Wilson up in front of the scorer's table again to Bozzella. Bozzella on the right hand, covered by Nakel. Gets him to drive baseline, kicks it out. Sweeney, one more to Magnus. From three, back of the rim, no good. Magnus gets his own rebound, covered by Iben. Keeps his dribble alive. Big fight down low with Mulcahy and O'Malley, and then they go baseline drive and they get the foul. So Wilson drives baseline and gets the foul.
Blake Wilson's only 6'1". He's not the biggest guy yet as a sophomore, but a lot of his buckets this year have come from inside the paint. He gets the most and ones on this team, and he's a three-level scorer, as Captain Will Bozzella says, and that is a huge first bucket for the Rams.
Foul shot is no good. The Tigers layer is here making some noise, and that's new for all these players, so maybe it has an effect. So here we go. Nakel's got it on the right wing. Tries to get the screen, can't get it. Good D by these Rams. They're on the bodies, in the faces right now of these Tigers. Big screen by O'Malley. Nakel's got the ball, drives down the right side. A lot of contact, and they get him on a travel. So they get Nakel off the floor. The Rams doing a nice job on defense here early.
So not the start Ridgefield wanted, not getting any space on the offensive end. They're going to look to open things up with a couple half-court sets defensively. As we know, they like to set the tempo, high pressure, try to force some turnovers.
So Bozzella brings it down the court, covered by Nakel, gets pressured and throws it away. New Canaan looking for a tip ball off Ridgefield, but they're not going to get it, and it's going to be Ridgefield ball coming down.
So a little bit of poise needed here from this Ridgefield team. Not the opening 2 minutes they wanted.
Here we go. Nakel's going to bring it across half court. He's covered by Sweeney. Ivan sets a screen here. Nakel gets downhill, finds DeFabio for three. Front of the rim, no good. Ball's loose underneath. Ivan's got it. A lot of hands on him down there. They kick it out to DeFabio. He's going to reload and try again. Front of the rim there. Gray comes down with that rebound. He gets bumped in the middle. DeFabio's going to try. Third time's a charm for DeFabio. And he knocks down the three. 3-2 Tigers.
Yeah, Justin DeFabio. Jeff, we know how hot of a shooter he is in the first quarter. He nails that first three almost every game. He got 3 looks there. New Canaan cannot let that happen.
Gray's taking it to the rack on Magnus. Magnus tries to draw the charge. A lot of contact. They let it go. No call. And we're going to stay down here. So Magnus does a nice job hustling back. Tries to get planted, but can't get the call.
Yeah, confidence to keep for DeFabio. Ridgefield, they are turning up the tempo early on. Shot after shot after shot. One of them had the fall. DeFabio gets the first.
Nakel inbounds to Gray. Gray gets it back up to Nakel up top. And we're going to have an offensive foul called on O'Malley. Now we're going to correct the call. So Sweeney blasted through a screen, and they're going to correct the call. I believe they just corrected the call. Let me see. Yeah, so they corrected the call. That's going to be a foul on number 12 for New Canaan. His first, the team's first.
Yeah, Christian Sweeney. Ian and I were talking before the game. This guy is a 3-sport athlete. He is a phenomenal athlete, great shooter. If he gets hot tonight, that could be big for this New Canaan team.
Tigers inbound to the backcourt to Nakel. Nakel gets it to Gray. They are definitely paying attention to Amos Gray. He can't get any air. DeFabio gets it at the nail, kicks it back out to Nakel. Nakel directing traffic, getting O'Malley in the corners. They got the floor spread out nicely now, the Tigers do. Rams in their man-to-man defense. O'Malley's going to pull from the wing, back of the rim. That ball's up high, hits the rim a second time, and Sweeney clears.
Yeah, not necessarily the look that Coach Mack wants from Evan O'Malley. Hands in his face, not easy, as Magnus is wide open.
Wide open three from the corner on Magnus, and they're going to get O'Malley on the hold on Mulcahy. So O'Malley had the block out and just wrapped him up. I don't know how Magnus came free in the corner, boys, but that's not a good look. You can't let him have a shot. It's a great look for him, not a good look for the Tigers. They don't want to let him shoot that ball.
Last year, that would have been a good play for Ridgefield defensively to leave Leo open. He shot too early today. He hasn't gotten them fall, but trust me, they keep leaving him open. They are going to be bound to fall for Leo Magnus.
Inbounds play, baseline out of bounds for New Canaan. They flatten out the defense. Now they get it to Magnus. Magnus covered by the freshman, Alistair Walsh in the game. Dylan Villette, number 33, is checked in along with Carson Luss, number 11. And they're going to get a foul. So driven baseline. Foul's going to be on Dylan Villette. He has just checked in and drawn his first foul. That's the team's fourth. So quick foul trouble here, boys, for the Tigers. That's 4 fouls in just over 3 minutes of play.
Yeah, so that matchup I want to pick up on is Villette versus Mulcahy. 2 big guys. They're going to be going at it all game.
So it's Blake Wilson at the line to shoot 2. And the first one's good. So Blake Wilson tunes out the Tigers' lair and knocks down the first one.
Yeah, Dennis Mulcahy, Villette, that's going to be a great matchup. Villette only a freshman. He's going to be the star of his program in no time.
Wilson, second one, off the back of the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound. Ben Klotz does a great job to keep Wilson off his own rebound. Nakel still in the game, up at the point, goes around the back to the left hand, kicks it out to Villette. Villette thinks about it. Then he reloads, takes it to the ground. Nice spin move, and the bucket! So Dylan Villette spins on Mulcahy and finishes with the left hand. He's going to the line.
Well, that's the comparison I talked pregame. Leo Magnus has that capability of just making a jaw-dropping play, and we saw that right there from Dylan Villette.
You rarely see a big man make moves like that in the FCIAC, but spin, the finesse, and I had that right on time from me. Those are the things a few FCIAC big men have in the toolkit.
And he knocks down the free throw to complete the three-point play. Tigers 6-3 here. Klotz guarding in the backcourt. Nakel to his left. He's guarding Bozzella. Klotz 23 on Bozzella. Big man Mulcahy and Villette fighting. They get him way outside the paint. Mulcahy goes for his own move, and he travels on that one. So he tried the spin move, but shuffled his pivot foot, and that's a travel.
Yeah, well, I just said it last possession. Villette versus Mulcahy all night long. Villette came down, big and one. Mulcahy wanted to respond. Little too quick, though.
So keep your eyes on the big men underneath, away from the ball. They are working hard the whole game. Nakel gets down deep, hand on the ball, knocks it out of his hands. They find Klotz in the corner. He goes baseline drive, up and in, but they're going to call him out of bounds on the step. Stepped on the out of bounds line. Turnover, Ridgefield.
Yeah, so a young lineup in right now for Ridgefield. These are their usual 4 subs. You got 2 freshmen and 3 juniors. Klotz defensively really, really good. He's going to be on Bozzella.
So Nakel guards Wilson on the way up. Now Magnus has it, flips it out to Sweeney. He has lust on him. Sweeney gets it back to Magnus all alone for 3, and he's not going to miss that one. Coach McClellan has seen enough. Quick timeout for the Tigers. It's 3:50 to go. We might catch a mask break here, backed up to this timeout.
Yeah, so that's Leo Magnus' 3rd wide open look. You can't give him that. Just like DeFabio, they're both 1 for 3. 2 great shooters. Can't leave him open like that. He's gonna punish you.
Yep, now 1 for 3, as you mentioned, Charlie. Leo Magnus, just what a special talent he is. A great leader of this program. Had a scary fall and concussion that forced him to miss 4 games. Where New Canaan went 3-1 without him, including beating Norwalk in the first round of FCIAC. Without their superstar, this was not the same team. A team that probably would not have gone into Wilton last Friday and beaten them without his 20-point performance, 14 of them in the first half. The energy and the vibe is completely different when number 20 is in the lineup. He's a confident guy. He hasn't gone a lot inside today. They're getting him the open looks. He's going to take them every time.
Yeah, you can just see this New Canaan team against Norwalk. You could see they were missing their star player. That it factor that Leo Magnus brings. Early on here, everyone's playing with confidence. Leo's letting it go from 3. Sweeney looks like he's being keyed up on a little bit by Ridgefield. Really closing him down hard on that 3-point line because he put in a great shooting clinic against Wilton last week.
Yep, Sweeney had 12 points, 5 rebounds, made 3 triples. The game before against Wilton, he hit 4 triples. He's a marksman from downtown with great athleticism. New Canaan's going to check in senior Steven Panzano, so an all-senior lineup when we return to the floor. He put up 5 points and made plenty of defensive plays against Wilton. And a Ridgefield timeout will be added to the mass break, so a little bit more time for Coach Andrew McClellan to talk about how to get the momentum back in this one after that Magnus 3 knocks it up at 6-6.
Yeah, of course, they cannot coach during the mass break, so the players are supposed to get their space. Now they're going to get their 30 for Coach McClellan, and you're about to witness one of the greatest feats in broadcasting. I'm going to try to be quiet for the next 3.5 minutes and let Ian have the mic for the play-by-play. So good luck, Ian. Have fun.
I appreciate it, Jeff. I will try. It's been a good, low-scoring game so far. Neither team has found their footing here in Tiger Hollow on the RHS Athletics Network. Ridgefield keeping Villette in. Alistair Walsh, Klotz alongside Nakel, who comes back into the game. And Carson Lust, the junior, will inbound with 3:50 left to go in the first quarter. Nakel, who had 14 points on March 3rd in that double overtime loss, gets it to Villette. Pass tipped out of bounds by Will Bozzella, still Ridgefield ball.
Yeah, so not too surprising to see a low-scoring affair. A lot of pressure on this game. Maybe some jitters added with this crowd. So not too surprising to see a low-scoring game so far.
Nakel lobs it up to the freshman, Alistair Walsh, who had a big-time performance on Friday in the second-round win against Darien. Nakel to the hoop. Good shot contest. Rebound. Ridgefield goes to Klotz. It will be a jump ball, and let's see where this is going. It's staying in Ridgefield possession.
Yeah, I just heard Coach Mack yell over to Matt Nakel, keep going to the hole, keep taking that. That's what he's so good at. Didn't get that one to fall, but he's got to keep trying. He's so good down there.
He'll inbound again. Blake Wilson face guards. Walsh again with a good grab. 3:29 left to go in quarter number 1 here from Ridgefield High. Nakel over to Klotz. Ridgefield looking to slow it down, take some more time after a rough start to this game offensively. Screen from Villette. Nakel kick out. Carson Lust. Lust out to Klotz. Moving it around the perimeter now. Back to Klotz. Villette with the matchup up against Leo Magnus. He goes baseline, picks up the dribble. Walsh top of the key. New Canaan not letting them get inside, and it's going to be a travel on Alistair Walsh. It's going the other way. A really good defensive series there from New Canaan.
Yeah, really no space to breathe there for Ridgefield. New Canaan showing their defensive prowess. Really strong lineup still in the game. I don't believe there's been any subs, so Ridgefield made some subs. Oh, no, is that Mulcahy who came out? Panzano. Yeah, Panzano's in for Mulcahy, excuse me.
Bozzella working on Klotz. Still a tied game with 2:40 left in the quarter. Christian Sweeney, he opens, he shoot. He does not get it to fall. And it's going the other way and over the back on Will Bozzella. Strong rebound from Villette.
Yeah, Villette is rebounding positioning has really improved over the course of the season. At the beginning of the season, that wasn't his strong suit. He's really come on strong. Great rebound there, but Christian Sweeney, another good look for these Rams. Coach Mack and Coach Wolf and this Tigers coaching staff not going to be a fan of these open looks from three from this New Canaan team.
Gray, Iben, and DeFabio come back into the game for Ridgefield as Walsh walks it up. Still a 6-6 game with only 2.5 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Gray, attack mode to the hoop. He's denied by Magnus. Villette the putback to score. Dylan Villette again giving New Canaan nightmares in the early going.
Yeah, with no Mulcahy on the court, Villette's going to look to capitalize.
Sweeney in wide open lane of a hoop through contact in the and one finish. Always acrobatic is number 12, Christian Sweeney.
Yeah, really impressive and athletic finish from Christian Sweeney. He had 3 Ridgefield defenders collapsing on him. Somehow got that finish to go for the and one.
The sophomore Jack Laddick looks to check into the game for New Canaan. He will for senior captain Will Bozzella. Laddick had a big-time first-round game up against Norwalk where he had a team-high 11 points. Sweeney converts the and one free throw, and they have the 1-point lead. Gray takes his time, gets it over to Walsh. Down low on the block, looking to do more work, and he does. He'll get himself to the line, and he has been a big part of the game plan, Dylan Villette. The freshman not playing like one right now.
Not at all, and he has not played like one all season. Really key pump fake, got the defender up in the air, went into him. He's going to shoot 2.
And the one guy you would think would be on him, Dennis Mulcahy, but a couple early fouls for him, and he's out. Villette has a smooth stroke from the line for a big, and he splashes home the first to tie the game up at 9-9. 2:01 left to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Villette shoots a high percentage from the free throw line, and he has that mid-range as well as 3-point game.
And both teams in early foul trouble. Ridgefield with 5. New Canaan now with 4. Villette adds 2 points to the box score for him, and the Tigers go back up 1, 10-9. Wilson looking to get past Amos Gray, one of the top defenders in the FCIAC. Magnus the hop step, open Laddick, gives it up to Wilson. Pass to Panzano, swatted. Iben comes away with it. Gray in transition. Gray swatted. Magnus, ferocity off the rim. Wilson pushing. They've got numbers. Magnus, dump off. Panzano scores under the hoop. Panzano back from the knee injury, looking better than ever. New Canaan goes up 2 after a great swat from Magnus and a great assist from Magnus on the other end to Steven Panzano. Villette give and go to Amos Gray. Gray attacking, Gray missing. Magnus again pushing. Laddick gets inside, and the ball off of Ridgefield, batted out of bounds by the Tigers.
Yeah, so Amos Gray not having a lot of luck driving to the lane. Leo Magnus seems to be there at the help defense every time. Amos can't get anything going in this first quarter.
Panzano and Christian Sweeney check out. 2 seniors back in to replace the other seniors, Will Bozzella and Dennis Mulcahy. New Canaan's got a bit of momentum, looking to add more after that big fast break bucket from Steven Panzano. Kick out, Laddick open, 3, too strong. Rebound goes to Iben, the senior captain. Bounce pass over to DeFabio. He's got 1-3. His team down 1. Nakel directs traffic, looking for something to develop, and dumps it off to Walsh. Walsh from the logo. Ridgefield in no rush. And a foul will go on Dylan Villette. A push on Will Bozzella. And another early turnover for the Tigers, who have had a problem keeping the ball in their hands.
Yeah, not the start that these Tigers wanted. Coach Mack tell them to just settle down, play with poise, calm down. 1-point game. It's been back and forth, exactly how we expected it to play out. There's really been no surprises. Tigers on that last possession, however, another open three for the Rams. An adjustment needs to be made quick, or the Rams are going to start putting these in and extending this 1-point lead they already have.
Senior captain Emmett O'Malley is going to come in for the freshman after his foul. Magnus stands still right in front of our broadcast table, working on Ivan. Gets it out to Blake Wilson. 19 seconds. New Canaan's going to look to hold for the last shot. The freshman Griffin Bramlett has checked in for the Rams. 11 seconds as Ivan provides the defense. Baseline. Hop step, Wilson, physical, can't get it to go, neither can Bozzella. Another rebound, falling to the floor, it will count. Blake Wilson, a superstar finish, and New Canaan. Oh, this game so close, but New Canaan, the 3-point lead after one, 13-10, and this game is living up to the expectations and then some.
Definitely, and I think this 3-point lead for New Canaan can be attributed to their offense. They're being a little more patient, a little more protective of the ball, a couple silly turnovers from Ridgefield. So for the Tigers to get back into this game and take the lead, definitely going to have to look better on the offensive end and stop giving the Rams some open threes, or else they're going to start hitting them, and it's not going to be good for Ridgefield.
So we've seen the Tigers come out to some slow first quarter starts here. Even in the blowouts that we've seen, they've been down in a couple of first quarters. It's been close in a couple of first quarters. So that was a very energetic first quarter by both these teams. I mean, both the teams are going 103% right now, right? They're tipping it out right now, playing really hard, overplaying a little bit at times, I think, and putting themselves out of position. I think the difference there is a timely three by New Canaan and a nice baseline drive. I go back to that. Was that Bozzella or Wilson had that baseline drive in the end?
The last one was Blake Wilson.
Yeah, Blake Wilson. So that was a really nice drive by him, maybe one you didn't expect. The rest of them you could expect a little bit of. I think that was the unexpected basket of the quarter. And then the Tigers missed a few layups. Amos Gray had a couple layup attempts and missed them. So I think the message here is we're okay. Let's calm down. Let's play our stuff here a little bit, and let's get back into this game. It's a 3-point game, one possession game. New Canaan's going to inbound, and we're going to have Ian on the mic again. So bring us out of here in the second quarter, buddy.
You know I will, Jeff. Christian Sweeney stands right in front of us, gets it inbound to Blake Wilson. Start of the second quarter here from Ridgefield High. It's the FCIAC semifinals, and the winner will have a trip to the FCIAC championship game. Leo Magnus looking to make a trip for another 3 points. He misses. Bozzella puts it back up, and it's a foul on Ivan. Bozzella ahead of the line for 2 shots as Ridgefield is already going to send New Canaan to a 1-and-1 early on. Just 14 seconds into the quarter, and already in serious foul trouble is the Tigers.
Yeah, that must have been on the body. Looked like he got all ball, but
we got the hooting and hollering from the student section of about 40 or 50 kids, and it might have gotten to Will Bozzella. Might have just been the rim doing him no justice. Off the back iron, misses the first. And he rattles in the second. New Canaan shot just 6 of 11 from the line in their Wilton win on Friday. Not one of their strongest suits, you could say. But he's going to extend the lead up to 4.
Tigers need a basket here.
Can Nakel provide one? Gets it over to Fabio near corner. O'Malley over to Gray. DeFabio looking to break free. Moving to the left. Kick out Nakel, takes it to his right, and a smooth finish from Matt Nakel, attacking the rim. That's what he does best.
Exactly what he does best, Ian. Get to the rim, use that screen, nice little floater there. Tigers going to want some more of that to get back in this game.
Back to a 2-point New Canaan lead. 7 minutes left in half number 1. Mulcahy looking to do some more. Back to Mulcahy. Baseline jumper, looking to show off the range. Comes up a bit short. Rebound goes to O'Malley. Wide open to Fabio, looking to add his second 3, and he does just that. Ridgefield retakes the lead by 1.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered here for Ridgefield coming out of the second quarter. Nakel, nice bucket, great shot from DeFabio. All of a sudden, they're up 1. This is back and forth, how it's going to be all game long.
Bozzella slicing and dicing. Magnus looking for 3, number 2 as well. Comes up short, rebound, Ivan. Ridgefield sets up quickly. Pull-up 3 for Nakel, and he banks it in. The bank is open at 7:27 on a Tuesday night from Ridgefield, and Coach Danny Melzer needs a timeout. His team down 4.
Well, this is basketball for you. I'll tell you what, 1 minute and 40 seconds could do. This gym has been flipped on its head. A little luck there from Nagel, but also a great take from Nagel early on. That's what Coach Mack was saying. Stay aggressive, get to the lane, play your game. Don't listen to all the antics. Keep playing your game, and you're going to have success.
You know, that's an 8-0 run from the Tigers after being down 13-10 at the quarter, went 14-10. Now they've got an 8-0 run on the bank. Banks stay open late on Tuesdays in Ridgefield. I don't know if you know that. So Nagel from the top of the key with the bank, and they'll take it. They'll take whatever they can get right now, and I think they withstood the first punch. There's more coming for sure from this Rams team. This game is far, far from over right now, and the Rams have gotten the Tigers in foul trouble early. 7 fouls is a problem with 6:20 to go here in the quarter.
Yeah, the Tigers are really riding their luck, letting Leo Magnus take those threes. He's usually a lights-out shooter. I don't know how long that can go on before they start punishing him.
Dennis Mulcahy will check back out for Steven Panzano. A stoppage in play. As we're going to try to see what the clarification is here. But it seems like it's all fixed up. No foul, no harm. Bozzella inbounds to Wilson as Gray will pressure him up the floor. A quiet game for Amos Gray. A couple of misses on some easy layups. Not a common sight for the senior captain. Bozzella dumps it off. Panzano can't put it in. Rebound goes to DeFabio. Nagel with a great start to this one. Nearly turns it over. He does turn it over. Bozzella scooping up the bad pass. Magnus, he's going up with it, and he's going down with a charge. Turnover, New Canaan.
Well, Ian, you talked about that raw athleticism that Leo Magnus has, and I think we just saw a downside. He comes in so fast, so powerful. Refs are going to love to call that charge, even if, let's say, Fabio didn't have the best defensive positioning right there.
New Canaan up to 5 fouls now. 5:49 left to go in the first half. Ridgefield still riding that 8-0 run and a 4-point lead. Pass batted, stolen by Will Bozzella. He's going to slow it down. New Canaan could really use some points here. But then he has a wide open lane and a cutting Blake Wilson. And the combo in that backcourt getting it done right there.
Yeah, really nice backdoor cut there from Blake Wilson. Nice finish. Defense from the Tigers. Got to be better there.
Gray finds DeFabio. DeFabio to his left. Looking to go up with it. Can't get it in. Gets his miss, though. They're going to say he was out of bounds. So a Ridgefield turnover. A stoppage in play as Dylan Villette will check in. He had a great start to this game, but a couple early fouls. Matt Ivan's going to check out. Wilson walks it up from the far sideline. Gets the screen from Panzano. Panzano wide open, does not shoot it. Top of the key. Finds Wilson again. Wilson to his left. Open. 3. Not in. Jack Gladdick, the wide open look, and he'll take that all day long. Gray picks up the dribble. Villette on the perimeter. Gray, the open 3. He'll shoot. He will not score. Christian Sweeney picks it up. Navigating through some Ridgefield traffic. Kicks it out, and a foul on Ridgefield. So they're in the 1-and-1, and Sweeney will head to the line for that opportunity.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the New Canaan ball movement early on in this game. They've been swinging around at a high pace. Ridgefield can't keep up. They're getting some good looks. They got to start converting, though.
Sweeney, a slow start to this one. New Canaan going to make some substitutions. 7-man rotation so far for New Canaan. Mulcahy will check in, line up right inside of Villette and Amos Gray. Sweeney has a chance to knot this game up at 18, but he's got to make the first before we can start talking tied game from Ridgefield. He does make his first. He went 1 for 2 from the line on Friday. And now 1 for 1 in this one. He'll go 2 for 2. You mentioned the game's not close to over. Right back to a tied game. 4.5 left to go in the second.
Yeah, I expect it to be like this all game. Which team can execute better on both sides of the ball? Let's see it.
Great pass. Great finish under the hoop. A really pretty connection from Gray to Villette.
Well, Dylan Villette had a standout game when these two teams played in the regular season. He started on that same way.
Wilson to the far corner, Christian Sweeney. Bounces it to Mulcahy. Pass batted by O'Malley. Scoop back up by Mulcahy. Not fazed by the pressure down low. Panzano, he's confident. He's good, but not on that one. The miss from him on the corner three. Klotz is tripped up. It's a foul on New Canaan.
Tigers coaching staff preaching just to hold the ball. New Canaan's been really good on the offensive boards. Mulcahy down there has been a dominant force. Tigers coaching staff definitely wants to capitalize on those missed shots. Get out in transition. Do not let New Canaan have any more looks than they're opening up for themselves.
Blake Wilson called for the crime. That's only his first foul. And we're going to have our second mass break of the game with 3:52 left to go. I'll turn it back over to Jeff here. This game, as close as it was, he turned it over to me. 20-18, the Tigers back in the lead.
I'm glad I didn't have to talk through all that, man. That is some heavy-duty action out there, man. That is some tough stuff. My heart's racing. These kids must be going – with these masks on, I don't know how they do it, Ian. And, you know, it's just – I can't imagine doing this sport with a mask on. It seems nearly impossible, and these guys are really – both teams with all these young athletes have done a great job adjusting to this issue. It's not an issue for them, but this is some game. Really great game, very physical game. You can tell by the foul calls, 8 fouls for Ridgefield, 6 for the Rams. And this is going to be the game the whole way. I don't expect it to get much further than this. What do you think, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, the Rams could possibly feel hard done by this score. You know, they've looked really good offensively and getting looks. They're just not converting on them. So I think what Coach Meltzer's going to say is, you know what, keep running our stuff, guys. Shots are going to fall. Defensively, it's been pretty good. They've forced Ridgefield into some tough shots. Villette has made some really tough shots. From 3, Amos Gray has not been his best night driving in as well. So I think Coach Melzer is just going to say, be patient, guys. The game is going to come. The shots are going to come, definitely.
So it's Sweeney, Wilson, Panzano. We have Mulcahy out there and Bozzella for the Rams. Here comes Nakel up the floor, stops, top of the key, looking for some help now. Gets it over to Walsh. Walsh looking to feed the big down low. And gets a kick ball against Bozzella. So it's going to remain Ridgefield ball. Here we go. Nakel inbounds. Dribble handoff from Villette, and we're going to have a foul on the dribble handoff by Sweeney. So Sweeney tries to get in there and take the handoff himself. He's a football player. He's used to doing that, I guess. Does he play offense or defense, Ian?
Wide receiver, he does it all. I mean, he's played quarterback at times, running back at times. He's a do-it-all man for the basketball team, the football team. He'd probably play water polo if you asked him to.
Well, he was looking for the handoff there, Charlie.
Yeah, Christian Sweeney, believe it or not, is well known in the town of Ridgefield. This guy has been around here for years. Football, basketball, across the league. Christian Sweeney is a well-known name.
So Nakel's good on the first, 21-18 Tigers. Second one's on its way, and that one's good as well. So it's 22-18 Tigers on the 2 free throws from number 2, Matt Nakel. He's flanked on the left by Amos Gray. DeFabio checks in number 1. Number 4 is Walsh, and 33 is Villette. So there's your Tigers floor right now. Nakel's covering Bozzella. Bozzella brings it across half court. Nakel does a great job driving him down the side. Tough pull-up from 2. Nakel has 2 hands on it, gets knocked down. No foul called. Amazing. They get it down the court to DeFabio, who steps in, up off the backboard, no good. And Mulcahy gets the rip and clears. Clears it to Panzano. Panzano gets it back to Bozzella. Panzano's got it on Walsh. Goes to the left hand, and they're going to get him on the travel. So Villette comes out. He steps out deep and walls up, and Panzano just couldn't handle it with the gather and travels on the gather.
Yeah, New Canaan continuing to move the ball really well. I'm really impressed. You know, this Tigers defense is some of the best in the league, and New Canaan's really finding a way to get open looks. Moving that ball really quickly, getting the Tigers into positions they don't want to be.
So Walsh gets it to Nakel. Villette and Mulcahy are just going at it down low. It is a battle down there. Watch the action off the ball. It's really great. There we go. They kick it out to DeFabio. He thinks about getting it to Gray in the corner. Now they got it to the other corner. To Nakel on the baseline drive, and we're going to have a foul down low on the push. So Matt Nakel's going to go to the line again to shoot the 1-and-1.
Yeah, so the longer this game goes on, you see Matt Nakel, he's getting aggressive. I said to Ian, and I've said it before, Matt Nakel, when he gets aggressive, that's the best Matt Nakel you got, man. He is so good getting to the lane. We just saw it there. He's going to shoot a 1-and-1. More of that is going to be needed from the Tigers if they want to win this game.
Nakel converts the front end of the 1-and-1. Good block out there by Bozzella on the shooter. Tigers have to be ready for that. And just like that, the fouls have evened up. It's 8 fouls apiece, 23-18 Tigers, 2:42 left to go in the half. Second one up and good from Matt Nakel. So the Tigers take a 6-point lead here with 2:42 left to go. Showing a little three-quarter court pressure, not a press by any means by the Tigers. Wilson's got it. Nakel gets knocked to the ground. He's got to get back up and get into this game. He hustles back. Ivan does a nice job on the closeout, forces a tough shot, and the Tigers have a 5-on-4. Oh, good job by Panzano getting back in the game. So he evens up 5-and-5. And we're going to have a travel on Amos Gray, trying to dump it down low. It looks like he was trying to go for Ivan there, and he just traveled on the gather.
Yeah, Amos doesn't really look himself tonight. You know, it's a big occasion. I think he's trying to overplay a little bit. He's just got to calm down, play his game, and the points and assists will come.
Yeah, I think they're keying off on him. They know he's a big threat here, so he's seeing a lot of pressure wherever he goes on the court. Nice kick out. Mulcahy doesn't even think about the three, just goes to the ground game, drives in on Ivan, and a nice two. So he knows his game, and he gets to his strong spot and makes a nice bucket.
Yeah, that is not an easy shot from Dallas Mulcahy.
All right, so Nakel take a look at it. He gets it back up to Walsh. Walsh kicks it to DeFabio. DeFabio's got it all the way back to Nakel on the wing. He rips and goes. No one there. He's going to take the tough two. Turnaround, in and out. What a shot by Nakel. And then Gray's going to commit the foul from behind. So they get Amos Gray. That's the team's 9th. And that's going to be his first. So first on the captain, 9th on the team. And we're going to walk the whole length of the court to shoot the 1-and-1 for the Rams.
Yeah, so Amos Gray just a little over-aggressive on that offensive rebound. Definitely got in on Bozzella. So Bozzella's going to shoot the 1-and-1.
Those are the kind of shots from Matt Nakel where you wonder, why are you shooting it? Why are you shooting it? But it was a pretty looking shot. The rim did not help him out there. Bozzella makes his first. On the other end, as you mentioned, Mulcahy, he is a high IQ guy. He plays his role very well, and he's had a much more expanded role on the offensive end over these last few weeks, and you can see why with his ability from the mid-range game.
Yeah, that was a wide open three he passed up, but man, he got himself into a much better shot. Second one on the rim and good. So Bozzella knocks them both down and cuts it to a 24-22 Tiger lead.
Braden Sweeney will check in tonight for the first time for New Canaan. He's a small ball big with a lot of good size down low on defense.
All right, so Nakel's got it up top, covered by Bozzella. He directs traffic, clears out O'Malley. Big screen by Villette. Now they get O'Malley in the corner. He's going to unleash a three. Rim no good. Nice block out by Mulcahy on Villette. He just kept him off the boards, and Villette had no chance. Now they get it down the other way. Nice challenge by DeFabio. But Wilson makes a very tough-looking floater with the right hand.
Yeah, neither team is shooting particularly well from three. Another nice finish from Blake Wilson, though.
Nakel gets in deep with the right hand and can't get it to go. Good pressure came from Panzano on that to alter the shot. So the Rams are doing a great job challenging at the rim and forcing tough shots by the Tigers. There has not been an easy bucket in this game.
Minute left and a half. Crunch time.
A lot of dribble here from, who's that? That is Wilson, and they turn it over. Nakel goes around the back in traffic to the delight of the fans. Gets it to Fabio in the corner. Quick trigger pull. Rim no good. And Bozzella secures a tough rebound. 40 seconds to go in the half. We're tied at 24. Nakel meets him at half court. Gets a finger on that ball, but Bozzella handles. Nice dump down. And Mulcahy finishes with the right hand on the nice feed. Down to 22 seconds here. Rams up 2. Look for the Tigers to try to get the last shot of the half.
A lot of poise there from Bozzella. He was slipping, no problem. Dennis Mulcahy, right place, right time. Great play.
Tigers gym, as loud as it's been all season here, as both teams try to get an advantage here at halftime. Nakel, a lot of dribble, gets up. Oh, he sneaks it in off the backboard, and it's 26-26, and that's your half. What a half of basketball, guys. 26-26, 9-8 on fouls. You can't be any more even coming into a halftime.
Well, I think I need a seatbelt right now. This game has been back and forth. Both teams making some great shots, not particularly from three-point range, but as that half drew on, Matthew Nakel started to heat up. Blake Wilson started to heat up. Leo Magnus was in foul trouble, so it's really interesting. Rams' star player, all-around athlete, not really been in the game too much. Had a couple threes early on, didn't go, but that just goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The squad depth of both these teams is really good, and we're seeing that on both sides of the ball. You see Gray on Ridgefield side not having the best game. Magnus in foul trouble, not being able to play the minutes he usually plays. But guys on both sides stepping up. Really interesting to see. What are your thoughts on that, Ian?
My thoughts are, I said it earlier in the game, New Canaan starting 5, even without Leo Magnus, just wins games on autopilot. Magnus is the bus driver, we all get that, but they know he'll be back in the second half. It's not like he's concussed again, and they know they won't have him. So they have to survive without him, keep themselves in the game. When you have a guy like Blake Wilson who's aggressive and can score from anywhere in the half court, that's huge. Dennis Mulcahy is an X factor in the second half. You saw what he did in that second quarter. He had 15 points in their win a few weeks ago. He doesn't have that many so far, but he could very easily get to that number if Will Bozzella keeps feeding him. Christian Sweeney, I'd love to see him get more involved in the second half, and he's been a second half player over these last few games. He's come alive for some really big buckets, and I think we'll see more from him, more from Will Bozzella, and hopefully more from Leo Magnus.
Yeah, I think Leo Magnus gets into the game, puts his impact on it. We'll see an even better second half. It's really hard to top that first half. I mean, it was back and forth. One thing I do want to point out is I think Tigers coaching staff not going to love defensive intensity and movement. New Canaan found it somewhat easy to move the ball quickly, get open looks for their guys, get looks down low. Tigers definitely going to be putting the emphasis on keying in on every New Canaan player at all times during the game. No easy looks.
Going to be very interesting to see how that second half shakes up. We're looking to get Luke McGarity on the mic for a halftime interview, the reigning FCIAC Player of the Year from the Ridgefield Tigers, who helped engineer a championship run last year. And we are going to turn it over to Luke right now and talk to one of the best players to come through this program. And we're going to go to the announcer cam, flip it over. The Union College basketball player, and well known to both New Canaan and Ridgefield, as he put the pain on New Canaan last year in the 2 games that they played, and now he's here to be a voice in the crowd for the first game with fans in quite some time in the state of Connecticut. Let's turn it over to Luke McGarity and the crew for this one.
Having some technical difficulties. All right, we're gonna start audio only. Mike, is your mic on? All right. So good to see Luke McGarity, Ridgefield fame here in the Tigers gym. Luke, I know you're going to Union to play basketball. Did not have a season so far. What have you been doing in the off season to kind of keep fresh for next year?
Yeah, so we actually haven't been able to play any contact in practice. So it's only been shooting, conditioning. We'll play like pickup on a nearby court, but it's definitely been tough not being able to play contact. Haven't played a basketball game in almost a year since the FCIAC championship. Our coaches have been great with getting us in the gym and just getting us ready, so that like when season does come around next year, we'll all be ready.
And Luke, Ian Nicholas here from New Canaan High School. The team you're watching right now for Ridgefield doesn't look a lot like the team you won a championship with last year. A lot of new faces, but tell me, who have you been most impressed with early on right now for you guys?
Honestly, everybody has just like taken a new role and just been stepping up. The freshmen, Dylan and Alistair, I thought they've been super composed as freshmen coming into varsity games. But honestly, everyone is just taking a big step up, and I just love watching. I just love being here.
Yeah, I was going to say a similar question to Ian. So, Luke, what do you think is important for this Ridgefield team? Obviously, you've been in this scenario numerous times. Tight game, going to the half, playoff game. What is Coach Mack going to be telling these guys right now in the locker room to improve upon that first half?
I think Coach Mack's probably telling them just play Tiger basketball. That's one of his all-time favorite quotes.
Easier said than done?
It is. But I think they just got to stick together. I know from past experience that the bond that we had as a team last year, I know that they have it this year too. And that was the most important part for us getting to where we were. So I say they just stick together, keep working with each other, they'll get it done.
Yeah, it certainly has been a physical game, but teams are racking up the fouls. Do you see that being a big problem in the second half, or is that just with a game of this magnitude, the foul just bound to happen in this physical battle?
I think Ridgefield and New Canaan, always a physical matchup. Both teams know each other very well, play each other a lot. So I'm not surprised by the fouls, and I think it will continue up, but both teams just want to win so badly that it just can't stop them.
Yeah, a couple people around the FCIAC thought this possibly would be a rebuilding year, losing so many seniors like yourself, Chris, Johnny, James, Matt, Charlie, Derek, everyone. What do you think is the key to having repetitive success and consistency throughout this Tiger program, no matter who's playing?
I think that's one thing about our program is that maybe 1 year you're playing behind some kids that are starting. You don't get to show out. You don't get to have the same. You don't get to showcase your ability. But you know that next year, when the opportunity comes, that you're better than anybody else in the FCIAC, and you go out there and show it. And so I think they've all come in this year, done a great job, and they've showed that it's not a rebuilding year. This is just an every year type thing.
And Luke, one last thing from me. You know, you came into this program, it's a program that had never won or appeared in an FCIAC championship. Now these guys are trying to win their 4th in their last 5 years. Did you expect this implosion when Coach Andrew McClellan came into these doors? Or when did you know, when he was your head coach, that you knew you had something special brewing here in Tiger Hollow?
I think right from the beginning, just the way all the coaches put so much effort into everything we do. They expect greatness from us, and everybody else in the program buys into that, and they'll do whatever they want or do whatever they can to reach our final goal of winning the championship. So I think this success is going to continue for a while.
All right, thank you, Luke. It's always good to see you. You're always welcome here around Ridgefield, especially in this gym where you made so much history. It's good to see you. Second half action coming at you in 3 minutes, so stay tuned.
Shout out to 7th grade boys basketball team.
Thanks, Luke. Good to see you, buddy. All right, so that was Luke McGarity, former Ridgefield captain, wore 34 here for the Tigers. Now he plays for Union College, and good to have Luke back in town. We're going to go back to the court camera. Just give me a second here. All right, so we made it through. We made it through a little technical difficulty. We're okay, you know. We're doing what we can here. We're going to get you caught up right now with this feed, too. We're going to bring it back to live action. So just give us a second with that, and we will be good to go. All right, so the Rams are back on the floor getting their shots up. We're obviously switching directions. They're shooting in front of their bench, so they're getting their shots up on the right basket. No sign of the Tigers yet. I think they're going to be coming back out soon, though, Charlie, and they're going to get some shots up on their own. So I think that first half was everything you could have expected here. 26-26. I counted about 6 lead changes and a couple of big runs there, and the second half is just going to be dynamite, man. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. It's physical, it's intense. The emotions are there, but they haven't boiled over for either team yet, which is great. Both these coaches have been in tough spots before. They've been in the limelight before on championship runs. They're keeping their guys composed, which is awesome. And both these teams have really underrated leaders that are guiding the ship right now. There's been back and forth mini runs from both teams. Both teams are landing big-time punches, making big plays defensively. We've seen New Canaan with a couple really monster blocks under the basket. Ridgefield hit a couple really nice shots as well, but the momentum has not gravitated towards one team yet. The question is, will we continue to go blow for blow, Charlie, or will we just continue maybe to see one team in the opposite direction and blow out the other? I don't think that's very likely.
I don't think it's very likely either, and I think one word you picked up on was composure. And I think when this game goes on and it's each team landing punches, how do you respond? You know, let's say New Canaan comes out, hit a couple threes. You're going to have these New Canaan fans. They're going to be yelling. How does that Ridgefield team respond and vice versa? You know, Ridgefield's got the student section behind them. They start hitting some shots. All of a sudden, the momentum's with them. Coach Danny Melzer's definitely going to want his guys. Stay composed, stay disciplined, play your game. No matter what the score is, no matter what the crowd is saying, if you do that, you're going to have a good chance to win.
You know, there was not an easy basket to be had in that first half. Everything was contested. Everyone's hustling back. I don't think we had a transition bucket in that first half either. So no easy buckets, no transition buckets. Guys trying to draw charges, get in front of people. There were a lot of blocking calls, a couple of charging calls. These are two teams that want it, and they want it bad, and they're going after it. So the Tigers are back out. No shots for them. Clock's about to run out on halftime, and we're going to get right back to the action here. So the Tigers will be going from right to left, shooting in front of their bench. The Rams from left to right from the camera in front of their bench. It's going to be Ridgefield ball here to start the second half. It's going to be number 1 DeFabio, 2 Matthew Nakel, 21 Matthew Iben, 21 is O'Malley, 22 is Iben, and 34 is Amos Gray. It's Mulcahy, it's Magnus, it's Wilson, it's Christian Sweeney, and it's Will Bozzella for your New Canaan Rams. So here we go. DeFabio in front of the announcer's table is going to inbound. And he gets it, trying to get it to the captain. He gets it to Gray in the backcourt. Nakel goes to the dribble. Sweeney does a nice job to repel him down the right-hand side. O'Malley's got it up top with Magnus on him. DeFabio has it, flips it back to O'Malley, who's going to take a contested three, and he shoots it with a hand in his face from Leo Magnus.
That is such an important shot for the Tigers. If Emmett can get going, that'll open this offense up, get some easier looks down low for Ivan and Villette.
I think that's the biggest shot we've had the whole game right now, to come out of the half and get a three like that contested with Leo Magnus out on you. He's a streaky shooter, Emmett O'Malley. He's feeling he's going to maybe take another one here the next trip down and keep testing it. So Emmett O'Malley up on Christian Sweeney. Sweeney nowhere to go, gets it to the corner. Baseline drive, nowhere to go. Sweeney in the corner, shot fake, gets O'Malley up in the air. They flip it out to Magnus. DeFabio does a nice job, and DeFabio kicks it deep into the last row of the stands, right to his parents, I believe, who are up in the stands.
How good's your soccer team here in Ridgefield? Shame he's a senior.
Not very good. Shout out Will Baker.
They could use DeFabio. That's a good long kick. Ooh, that's a back. Ooh, that's okay. Here we go. That looked like a backcourt to me. It was not established in the backcourt, but you know what? When the ball's inbounded, there is no front court or backcourt until you touch it. So that's a clean play. And that's a nice looking three from Christian Sweeney from the corner.
Yeah, we talked about that. Christian Sweeney, sooner or later, he's going to hit some shots. Matt Iben from deep.
Mulcahy gets the rebound, and we're going to push here. Bozzella's got it. The Tigers are all back. Flips it over to Magnus. Magnus with a little hesitation gets it to the corner. Corner three is short, off the rim, high bounce. And a nice rebound by Matt Iben with Mulcahy all over him. Good job not to foul by Mulcahy. And Gray's going to try the corner three, and that one's good. So Amos Gray from the corner puts the Tigers up three.
So some hot shooting from Ridgefield right now is the difference. New Canaan had a look right there from Blake Wilson, didn't get it to go. Tigers came back. Gray hit the three, all of a sudden 3-point lead. Good start from the second half of Ridgefield.
Foul line jump shot from Mulcahy's no good, and I feel like the Tigers look much more comfortable here in the second half. That's just my feel from what I'm seeing. Downhill, and we're going to have a foul on Christian Sweeney running through Matthew Iben's screen. So they're going to get Sweeney again. He did that foul earlier today. So that's going to be his third. That's the team's first. So Sweeney gets called for another one. Coach Melzer's deciding to keep him in or not, and he's choosing to keep him in right now.
Yeah, I think you got to keep Sweeney in. He's a game changer, you know. If they can get looks from three and he can hit them, that's going to keep them in this game.
Travel, it's going to go the other way.
I didn't see the call, boys. Who did he get?
I think it might have been a legal screen on O'Malley. I think. Yeah,
Either way, it's a Ridgefield turnover, and that possession is really over before it began.
Yeah, that's 3 on O'Malley.
So here we go. Nakel's covering. That's Wilson bringing it across half court. Magnus fakes the screen and then gets out for the lift. They get it over to Bozzella. Bozzella goes to the right hand, met by 3 Tigers. Mulcahy swings it all the way to the corner. Sweeney's got it, baseline drive. Drift pass to Bozzella. Bozzella gets it back to Sweeney. I've never seen 2 baseline passes like that in a row. Off the rim, no good. Bozzella fighting for it. Knocks Gray to the ground, and what we're going to have here. I think he just indicated out of bounds off of New Canaan. Bozzella's talking to the ref, and the ref is just not appreciating that right now.
Well, guys, if you haven't watched much FCIAC basketball all year, this is as good as it gets. That was really elite defense, elite offense from both teams here. You know, New Canaan swung that ball around quick. It was really hard for Ridgefield to keep up.
Gray's got it up top with Magnus covering him. Gray gets to the foul line, swings it out to DeFabio, fakes the 3, drives, kicks. And the ball's up and in. So Matthew Iben gets the bucket on the assist from DeFabio. DeFabio is pumped, and Iben's going to the line to try to complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, well, we said the more threes this Tigers team makes, it's going to open up space down low for Iben. You saw it there. We know how good of a shooter DeFabio is. They crashed. He drove. All of a sudden, Iben's open for the layup. Not many layups open in this game. It's really packed down there.
Iben good on his free throw, completes the 3-point play, and gives the Tigers their 6-point lead back.
So this is what we talked about at halftime. Blow for blow. How is New Canaan going to respond to this quick start from the Tigers? Let's see.
Good talking by the Tigers defense. They get the switch. Nakel's on Magnus now. Now they're going to switch back. DeFabio's back up on Magnus. Good talking by DeFabio and Nakel down there in the paint. Christian Sweeney's got it up. He's on the wing, kicks it back out to Magnus. Covered by O'Malley now. Magnus hits the brakes and kicks it out to Bozzella. Bozzella to the corner, baseline drive. Tough 2, off the rim, no good, and DeFabio's there for the rebound.
That is much better defense from Ridgefield. Here's Nakel behind the back. Looks for O'Malley for the 3. It is
O'Malley for 3.
Well, you get the sense that this game is slowly but surely. It's a 2-pointer, not a 3 from O'Malley. Those opening 3.5 minutes, really a turning point in this game. A couple blows for Ridgefield. New Canaan's got to get back. We're going to hand it over to Ian. Ian, what do you want to see from New Canaan right now? Show a little composure and get back in this game.
I need to see a lot from New Canaan. Outside of that 3 from Christian Sweeney, which was a really pretty shot off a really nice assist, Ridgefield has looked like the Ridgefield team that they were in the first half of that game a couple Wednesdays ago. They're moving the ball well. They're getting to their spots. Emmett O'Malley, he's a stretch big. I really like his game. He's a confident scorer. Amos Gray still staying aggressive. Nakel moving the ball up and down the floor. Ridgefield is playing Tiger ball, just like Luke McGarity said at the half. They didn't look like the Tigers in the first half. They sure look like them now.
So they ruled that last shot a 2-point shot from O'Malley. They took a point off the board. He had a tiptoe on the line, so they called that a 2, not a 3.
Yeah, so Ian, you referenced that first half in the regular season. Tigers are up 9. One thing the Tigers can't show now is complacency. All right, they're up 8, but they got to keep playing like it's a tie game.
Bazzello walks it up near the far sideline now. Magnus snags it. Magnus hounded at the elbow, gets it to Christian Sweeney. Sweeney, baseline, wide open under the basket. A much-needed bucket comes off a defensive collapse for Ridgefield.
Yeah, a much-needed, timely basket there from New Canaan.
Nakel to his left, trying to split the defense. Magnus meets him. Gray to his left, looking to fade away, pivoting on the block. Back out to Gray. Just under 4 minutes left in quarter number 3. Baseline, reverse, a little too much mustard for Nakel and a foul on Ridgefield. It was New Canaan ball anyway, but Bazzello will inbound from the sideline.
Yeah, good look from Nakel, just didn't get that reverse to fall. Mulcahy was down low. He was protecting that left side, but didn't see that reverse coming, so Nakel unlucky to finish it. 6-point lead here for the Tigers. Rams going to look to build on that last possession, stick to their game, and get some open looks.
So actually, that last break was a Coach Melzer timeout. This is the mass break. New Canaan still down 6, 37-31 on the road in the FCIAC semifinals. A good bucket from Christian Sweeney, trying to get right back into it after that offensive barrage to start the quarter for Ridgefield.
That Sweeney drive was really key. He found the opening. No one was down for the Tigers. Everyone's worried about the 3-point shot, and Sweeney drives baseline and really finishes well off the glass. If that was a big basket for O'Malley, that's a big basket for New Canaan by Sweeney here to keep them close and settle things down a little bit.
Yeah, so this Tigers defense, a lot of help, a lot of rotation, which means it might not be the usual suspects as we saw in the first half. Blake Wilson had 9 points in that first half. It might be Christian Sweeney stepping up. Magnus has been relatively quiet. Look for him to get going in the second half.
Yeah, it's really been the duo of Christian Sweeney and Blake Wilson, 2 capable players, but Leo Magnus is a star. Tonight, it's been those 2. 19 of the Rams' 31 points have come from their senior and sophomore, Sweeney and Wilson. Both of them will stay in the game. Magnus checks back in with his 2 fouls. His lone point came off a 3 in the first half. Wilson dumps it off to Magnus on the elbow. Sweeney now working to his left. Back out to Magnus, top of the key, working it near the half-court line, looking to reset. Magnus, kick out Sweeney, catch and shoot 3. Money from Christian Sweeney. He is red hot.
Yeah, Sweeney's continuing his hot shooting from the Wilton game. Couple big 3s in the second half to get the Rams back in it.
All of a sudden, a single possession game at 3 points for the Ridgefield lead. Gray on the elbow, Villette from the foul line. And that one in and out. On the other end, Blake Wilson catches it in stride, looking to score in stride, and he does just that. Ridgefield leads zap to 1 in a jiffy. Nakel with a really interesting look from 3. Not a lot of space. Lets it fly and misses. Wilson back on the other end. Magnus goes baseline. Pass off a leg of a defender. Tough floor hit for Will Bazzella. He gets it out though. Magnus on the block. Mulcahy on the cut. And off another Magnus assist. Mulcahy the recipient of the bucket.
And it's a 9-0 run from the Rams, and they're up 1.
Just over 2 minutes left in the third, and it has been back and forth, punch for punch from Ridgefield High. Nakel to his left, dump off to Villette. He gets there. Gets inside, and the maneuvering so slick from the freshman.
That is an elite move from Dylan Villette. Showed a lot of poise, a lot of composure, really good finish with the left hand.
Ridgefield cuts the run and makes it a 1-point lead. Bozzella catch and shoot three. Confident, but no make. Rimming away. Nakel with the rebound. O'Malley, he's open from that same spot he made it a second ago. Missing there. And it's going to be an over the back on New Canaan's Will Bozzella. That's going to be his second foul. Actually, it's going to be a shooting foul, it looks like, because Gray will be heading to the line for his first shot to a charity stripe this evening. Lead back up to 2. Amos Gray, it has not been his night. Gets the free throw there.
This game is playing out exactly like we saw in that first game. Ridgefield got out to the lead. Second half in that third quarter, Rams came back. Now it's back and forth. Going to be just like that first half, Ian.
Panzano back in for New Canaan. Walsh and Iben in for Ridgefield. Gray looking to go 2 for 2. He does not. Panzano the board. Tigers up 2, 1:37 left in the third. This quarter has been back and forth just like the entirety of that first half. In and out move. Kick out from Bozzella. Wilson over the Christian Sweeney. Iben guards him. Magnus looking to his left, now moving there. Picks up the dribble. Give and go to Bozzella. Bozzella. Defended by Nakel. Not giving him anything. Panzano, good catch to avoid a steal from Villette. Zipping it over to Sweeney. Moves to his right. Doinking off the back iron. Rebound Walsh. Gray to Nakel. Back to Gray. Open lane to his left, and that's almost too easy for the senior captain, Amos Gray.
Well, that's Amos Gray's game. Pump fake from the 3. Nice drive. Really good finish with the right hand. Tigers up 4 here.
With just over 40 seconds left in the third. Wilson looking to work some magic. The floater. And a tough shot for him does not drop.
I'll tell you, Blake Wilson is not playing like a sophomore. He has looked really good.
Trust me, if you've seen him all year, you would think he's the most experienced guy on this team with the shots he takes and makes.
Yeah, him, Villette, Walsh, they're going to be the face of the FCIAC for these next couple years for sure.
Emmett O'Malley checking back in for Alistair Walsh. Just over half a minute left in the third. Braden Sweeney, for his defensive abilities, will also check into the game for New Canaan. Will Bozzella checking out for the closing stages of the quarter. Meanwhile, the only player in double digits for Ridgefield, it has been Matt Nakel. I went through all the wrong pronunciations on that one. The trifecta. He's got 11. Foul off the ball against Ridgefield, and looks like it will be a Tiger turnover. Gonna get a second look at this one to see what that call could have potentially been. Looks like an illegal screen. Now both teams arguing the call, and it looks like it will now be reversed, as it will stay in Ridgefield possession. Substitutions will be made by the Tigers. O'Malley and Gray checking out. Walsh and Villette, the freshman, checking back in. And Gray, after all the confusion, will inbound from just outside the Ridgefield bench. A foul on Braden Sweeney, reaching in on Amos Gray off the give and go. That's his second off the bench.
Yeah, interesting one there. A couple questionable calls. I like to see the refs let this game play out a little bit. We know it's a physical game, but there's no need to over-officiate.
New Canaan now with 5 fouls compared to only 2 from Ridgefield. Ridgefield had foul trouble in the first half. Another give and go. Iben hits the floor, no foul. Villette stripped of the ball, and another reach in for New Canaan. Steven Panzano, Leo Magnus, they are stunned at the calls, but they are continuing to pile up for New Canaan as Mulcahy will make a reappearance, and Christian Sweeney will check out for one of the first times tonight. Also, we'll have DeFabio coming back into the game for Walsh with 15.4 left in the third. Ridgefield up 4.
Yeah. 16 fouls for New Canaan. That's going to be big going into that fourth quarter. 1-1, double bonus. Those are going to be big free throws.
Ridgefield, a little bit of a run from New Canaan, and they have regained the momentum Evidently, by the scoreboard, you can see it. 6 seconds. Magnus, really good defensive play. It's going to be off of him, though, so with 2.2 seconds left. The deflection from Magnus, and one last chance for Ridgefield to add to the lead with potentially a third buzzer beater to close out this third quarter.
Tigers going to look to draw something quick. Maybe going to look for DeFabio from 3, if not Nakel down low.
Gray from the near sideline. Panzano face guards him. Villette with the catch. The shot. Oh, and not the make. Off the front rim. Good look. Dylan Villette, great game. A great game it has been in the FCIAC semifinals. The winner will have the privilege of playing West Hill or Ward in their home gym for the FCIAC title game on Friday. But we have 8 minutes of game action to see who decides a winner. Want to thank all 474 viewers from both sides watching live for this game that everybody wants to know who will win.
Yeah, so what a shot that would have been from Dylan Villette. It was a really athletic play to even catch the ball. Last shot just wouldn't go. So we saw early in that third quarter, New Canaan came out quick, you know, and they hit some big, and the Ridgefield came out quick, hit some big threes. New Canaan stayed composed, hit some big shots of their own. All of a sudden, just a 4-point game, you know. Eden and I were talking before the game. We said this game is going to come down to the fourth quarter. Those last possessions, who's going to execute in crunch time? And that is exactly what has happened. You know, final 8 minutes here for a spot in the FCIAC championship. Here we go.
I tell you what, there's some hard screens being set and run through here, and I'm feeling them over here, and I feel for those guys who are getting run through. Matt Iben got absolutely run over, and there was a lot of contact, and he was absolutely winded. I think he got the wind knocked out of him, so hopefully he's okay, and we'll see him return. It is a physical game down here, 42-38. It's for the big boys. It's a contact sport for sure, and you're seeing that tonight. And the one thing, listen, the fouls have flipped here in the first half. It was Ridgefield in foul trouble, and now it's the Rams having 6 fouls here starting the fourth quarter. And this is a time when you don't want to have a lot of fouls on you. So we got a game, folks. I hope you're enjoying it. It's a good one. The gym atmosphere is fantastic. These athletes are giving it their all. And we're going to hand it back over to Ian for the call here for the first half of the fourth quarter. Enjoy.
Ridgefield has won 25 of their last 26 games. That lone loss came 2 weeks ago in New Canaan to the Rams. They've won 3 of the last 4 FCIAC championships. They're looking to make it to their 5th in the last 6 years. New Canaan, a program brought back from the dead by Coach Danny Melzer. He's been here for 5 years, speaking back from the dead. Blake Wilson back in his scoring ways to start the fourth quarter. He now has 13, tied for the team lead with Christian Sweeney.
Yeah, way too easy there for the Rams. Backdoor cut, not going to like it. Well, there it is. Ridgefield bingo. Matthew Nakel and 1. I'm going to say it every time I see him. This kid is so good finishing through contact. That's 4 on Christian Sweeney. Coach Melzer's got a decision to make.
And that decision will be checking in Steven Panzano for Christian Sweeney. Matthew Nakel, he's been making plays inside the painted area off a dribble drive all game long. And now he's got 13 points. By far a team high for the Tigers. Looking to make it a 3-point play. He does not. Rebound Panzano. New Canaan back down 4 after that wonderful response from Nakel. Bazzella to his right, to Fabio on him. Goes to the baseline. Cross-court pass to Wilson. Magnus catches it in stride. Pulls up. A bad-looking shot for Leo Magnus with just over 7 minutes left in the fourth. A little bit rushed there from the senior captain. Amos Gray, he's a senior captain, making senior captain efforts, but off the front rim, it misses. Panzano inside, and he will draw the foul. It's going to go against Dylan Villette. Ridgefield not a fan of that call. They thought Villette was vertical. Panzano earning his opportunity at the line with 6:57 left to go in the fourth quarter. Panzano did not shoot a free throw in that Friday win, but he will right here, and he will rattle the first one in. New Canaan's not going away anytime soon. Back to a 3-point game as O'Malley checks in for number 22, Matt Iben. Senior captain for senior captain exchange from head coach Andrew McClellan. Panzano goes 1 of 2. Rebound O'Malley. Wide open. DeFabio spots up and comes up short. Rebound, Bozzella. Bozzella, good pass to Magnus. Good finesse inside, and the and one from the Colorado College-bound Leo Magnus.
Yeah, really nice take there from Leo Magnus. He's going to go to the line. Opportunity to tie this game up with 6:43 to go in the fourth quarter.
Just when one team thinks they've got some magic going, the other team slaps them right in the face and says, hold up, we're an FCIAC contender too. Magnus coming alive. He's had a quiet game, only 5 points. He drills the free throw, although the Ridgefield fans cannot get to his head. The senior captain now 6 points, converting on the three-point play. A tied game with 6:43 left to go in the FCIAC semifinals.
Nothing to distinguish these two teams apart. Tie ball game. Let's see it.
Nakel, he's been perfect. Looking to do more. Draws another foul and will head back to the free throw line. You mentioned it before the game, Charlie. They needed him to perform and get to the basket if they wanted to win this game. He has kept them in this game. The foul on sophomore Blake Wilson for New Canaan, his second.
Yeah, definitely. If Ridgefield wants to win this game, big possessions are needed in the fourth quarter. Matthew Nakel, he's got to take control, be aggressive, get to the rim, go for threes for the kick out. And then defensively, they got to stay strong if they want to win this.
That was New Canaan's 8th foul, so 2 away from sending Ridgefield to the double bonus with still so much time left in this one. Ridgefield, meanwhile, has 4 fouls. Nakel makes both shots from the line. Ridgefield lead is 2. Spinning Bozzella. Kick out Panzano to his left. Wilson also to his left. Bozzella, a really confident shot, does not drop. And then it looks like it's going to stay in New Canaan possession as it is an infraction on Ridgefield. It's going to be a push on Ridgefield. It's going to go on Justin DeFabio, and a really lucky break for the Rams as they'll get a mulligan. That is going to be the second for DeFabio. And another one. Back-to-back fouls called against the senior. Leo Magnus on the block, and that's the call. So Magnus right back to the baseline with his team down 2. And now Ridgefield a foul away from sending New Canaan to the 1-1. Strong catch from Bozzella. Bozzella looking to go all the way. He takes a brutal hit to the floor, landing right on that left shoulder, and he is in some pain. Looks like he's going to shake that right off, though. He is toughness and personified. A torn ACL last year, torn MPFL as a sophomore. He's going to head to the sidelines, but luckily, he looks okay.
Yeah, that would have been a big loss for New Canaan. Nice to see Bozzella on his feet. He's the leader of this team. They're going to need him in this fourth quarter, definitely.
I spoke too soon. Even I underestimate the toughness of Will Bozzella. He's going to head to the free throw line, shaken up and all, to try to tie this game. Both teams now in the 1-1, and a miss from Bozzella. It was a shooting foul, though, so he gets a second. 6:06 left to go in the fourth from Ridgefield High School. Sinks the second, 1 point Ridgefield lead. We're in the crunch time, folks. DeFabio off the side of the backboard, but it will stay in Ridgefield possession.
Yeah, that was a quick transition look. They looked for DeFabio right away. Not his best shot by any stretch of the imagination.
Walsh with it. Over to DeFabio, hounded by Panzano. To the left, it's Nakel. Bounce pass, Walsh. Walsh for 3. Air ball from Alistair Walsh. Blake Wilson slows it down on the offensive end of the floor for the Rams. Cut from Leo Magnus under the hoop, looking to find something. He cannot. Great defense from Dylan Villette. And then Amos Gray chucked to the floor by Blake Wilson, and that will be a foul on the sophomore guard. His third. He will head to the line for a 1-1 opportunity.
Every one of these fouls now, it's going to be 1-1. Tigers, as well as the Rams, have to look to capitalize on these free throws. You're not going to get many easy looks in this fourth quarter, as we've seen throughout this game. Got to capitalize at the charity stripe, Ian.
Ivan will check in for Alistair Walsh after that missed three. Gray will head to the line. New Canaan picking up their 9th foul. Ridgefield with 7. And Blake Wilson now with 3. Tough miss from him, but the offensive board for Ivan. The senior captain coming up clutch on the boards. Nakel, quickness to the left, and 1! Matthew Nakel is turning it up another notch in the semifinals.
That is a big man play right there by Matthew Nakel. He takes guts with the left hand and the foul. Not what Danny Melzer wants to see. Help defense, got to rotate over. Stop Nakel from getting that lane. Tough call, but it's one these refs have been making all games. The Rams got to be careful, That's their 10th team foul. Ridgefield now in the double bonus.
New Canaan has now entered, as you mentioned, Charlie, the double bonus. And we still got 5:15 left here from the Ridgefield High School gym. Trying to get some clarification down the floor as Jack Laddick, the sophomore, will check in for New Canaan. Blake Wilson with 13 points will check out with 3 fouls. New Canaan still down 3, but Ridgefield clearly with some momentum right now, Jeff.
They changed the foul from Panzano to Wilson.
He sinks his and 1 free throw. 18 points for Matthew Nakel. 4-point lead for the Tigers. Looking to make it back to the FCIAC championship game for the 3rd straight season. Magnus to his left. Takes the mid-range shot. Comes up way short. Gray a 2-on-1. DeFabio with the pump fake. Magnus over the back. That will be a foul on Leo Magnus. But it looks like he might have been the recipient of the damage.
Yeah, that's a mature move from Justin DeFabio. Easily could have just went up with that right hand. That's a 2-foot stop. Magnus took hard, but we hope he's okay. He just came back from a concussion. Hope he didn't land on any part of his head. He's going to need him to make some big shots down the stretch if they want to win this game. He's been relatively cold so far. But as you know, Ian, he can turn it on at any moment.
He truly can. He did that earlier in the year. I know it doesn't matter much right now, but in the Greenwich game, it was a back-and-forth game for a long time. And Magnus with 2 fast break buckets, and all of a sudden, bang, bang, that game was over. He will stay in the game, and DeFabio will head to the line to try to make it an even bigger Ridgefield lead.
Scary play for Magnus, getting up in the air like that. That is not a good feeling, being hung out to dry, and he landed hard. Amos Gray just came over to check on him, too, so he's looking good. He's going to be okay.
Those 2 good friends off the floor as 2 for 2 from the line from DeFabio. Ridgefield now up 6 with under 5 left to go, and New Canaan's got to put some pep in their step.
Big possession here from New Canaan. Let's see if they can get Magnus open for a look. Here's Mulcahy.
And it's going to be a charge on Mulcahy. He didn't even have a chance for that pass. Mulcahy picks up foul number 3.
Leo Magnus, he's just signaling to his teammates, let's go, we're still in this, and they completely are. 4:44 in the fourth quarter. A lot of time still left, so Tigers can't get complacent at all, run their stuff on offense, keep locking up on defense.
Big possession for Ridgefield here. O'Malley gives it up. DeFabio off those 2 free throws. To his left. Deep 3, DeFabio with the guts, but no glory on the 3 ball.
Yeah, that was from way downtown.
Pizzella to Panzano, nearly losing it. And a timeout will be called by Coach Danny Melzer with 4:11 left to go. New Canaan down 6. They're in a rut, and they need to come alive if they want a chance in this one.
Yeah, I expect Christian Sweeney to be subbed in relatively soon. He was that spark plug early in the third quarter, hit some big threes. Rams not able to convert, really. We've seen it all game, but Sweeney's the one guy who has, so it's a big call from Coach Danny Melzer. Is he going to put Sweeney back in foul trouble, leave him for hopefully later in the game, in overtime possibly, or put him in now, get back in this game quick?
I did see, just before we get to you, Jeff, I did see Christian Sweeney and Blake Wilson look to check back into the game before that timeout, so expect all 5 starters back on the floor for when New Canaan needs them the most.
That was a good timeout by Coach Melzer. The Rams needed to settle down. Bobbled ball, like you said over there, and it was looking like it's just going to be a turnover, so he gets him settled down, and DeFabio goes for the 24-foot dagger and just missed it. This place would have gone crazy if he made that. Would have given them a 9-point lead here, which is pretty, that's a pretty surmountable lead. Not insurmountable, but it's a good lead, and DeFabio just going for the killer shot. Don't know if that's what they really want in that spot from him, but that's what you're going to get with DeFabio. He drew that great charge down here on, I believe he got it on Mulcahy on the drive, and he comes down feeling it, trying to lay the dagger into them. So 4:11 to go here in the fourth, 51-45.
Oh, so close to figuring out who will be heading to the FCIAC championship to play either West Hill or Ward. And remember, the winner of this game will be hosting the FCIAC title game. Ridgefield with a sizable lead, but New Canaan with the talent to will themselves back in the game. They've got to start moving quickly in order to do so, down 6 points. Was a tied game at the half at 26 apiece. Vizela to inbound from the baseline. Wilson jabs, frees himself up. Magnus with it. Magnus to his right. Mulcahy with an open lane to his left, and it's swatted away. Huge time block from the Tigers.
What a play by Matthew Iben. Help defense when they needed it.
Iben with the swat. Iben with that swat. Iben with the ball too. 3:40 remaining in the fourth. Magnus will be called for the foul, colliding with Emmett O'Malley. O'Malley making sure that Magnus is A-OK after that tough hit earlier in the quarter. Momentum getting the Magnus there. And it looks like we will have a mass break here, our last of the game. Ridgefield up 6.
That was an ill-advised pass across court. Magnus had lined that thing up for about 4 steps, and thankfully Emmett O'Malley came to the ball and drew the foul because that was going the other way, and we were going to see a dunk from your guy there. Magnus had that dunk lined up, and that's a very dangerous pass in the open floor.
Magnus, he has the length and the hops to make that happen. Unfortunately, just a split second too late. And New Canaan, they don't have a lot of time right now to get back in this game. 6 points is a lot when you're playing the Ridgefield Tigers, and they've got to make it up quickly. They have all 5 starters in, looking to make one last push to get themselves to the FCIAC championship on Friday.
Yeah, if it's going to happen for the Rams, it's got to happen within these next 2 or 3 possessions. Get a good look, get Sweeney a good look. Maybe Blake Wilson driving to the basket. We know how dangerous he is there. Get some points on the board, get yourself composed, and get ready for these last 3.5 minutes because it's going to be all over the place.
This finals appearance is going to be earned by either team here. It's 51-45 Tigers. O'Malley at the line to shoot 2. And O'Malley knocks the first one down, even though someone called for a rebound on the first shot of a 2-shot foul. It's interesting. So O'Malley's going to shoot the second one. Put your hands down. O'Malley makes them both.
Big free throws right there from Emmett O'Malley. 8-point lead. Rams got to score here.
Would be really big if they could get a 3-ball.
Here we go. They get it down to Mulcahy. Ivan's guarding. Little dribble handoff. Wilson gets going downhill to his left hand. Kicks it out. Sweeney's got it. Gets it back to Wilson. Baseline drive. Tough shot. No good. And that's Nakel who comes down with the rebound. So Matthew Nakel is going to walk it across. He's got the captain to his left. Gray. Now Gray has it at the logo. They find DeFabio. Ivan's all alone up top. Back to Nakel. Tigers spreading out the floor and getting their motion offense rolling here. Look for some backdoor cut attempts in this set. 21, O'Malley with the ball, gets it to number 1, DeFabio. Back up to 34, Gray, swings it over to 22, Iben. Mulcahy's guarding out deep, handoff to Nakel. Nakel's trying to get downhill, there he goes. Kicks it out to O'Malley. Get out of the corner. They're stuck in the corner. I'm blocked out, but we have knocked out of bounds on New Canaan. Tigers get inbound in the corner. So Nakel's going to go get it. He's on the baseline, very close to the corner. Iben, O'Malley, DeFabio, and Gray in the game with him. Ball's inbounded way into the backcourt. Gray has to chase it down to keep it in bounds, but he does. So now Gray is going to control. It's 53-45 with 2:35 left to go in the game. Ball's in O'Malley's hands. He's got Magnus on him. Magnus doing a nice job pestering the ball. Little rip and go from Nakel. Tries to make the drift to the corner. O'Malley does a great job to keep the ball in bounds. Oh, O'Malley finds himself some clean space and they kick it out. DeFabio gets bumped. There he goes. Now DeFabio draws a foul and gets hit after the play by Magnus. Hit him in the face with the ball. DeFabio's down. Magnus didn't mean it. He was swiping at the ball, but he caught him in the face.
I think Magnus was going for the ball. You can hear him say, my bad. No intention
100%.
whatsoever.
But he caught a finger to the eye, it looked like, and that's smarted. Magnus over making sure he's good. A lot of respect from both these teams for each other.
Magnus, an emotional player, but never a dirty one, and a phenomenal season for him. And New Canaan, 2:15 left to go in this one. These are potential dagger free throws from DeFabio, who looks A-okay.
Like you said, when you see 3 buckets, shoot for the middle one, right? He's good on his free throw.
He has really been the unsung hero of this game. He's come up with some really big shots. He hasn't been perfect, but just really steady game from DeFabio.
Second one up and in for Justin DeFabio. Steady's the word. He's been the calming influence here for this team right now, defensively and just knocking down free throws when they need him and making good assists. So Nakel's got the ball coming across half court. Magnus with a very quick rip and go. Gets to the center, jump stop. Gets it to Sweeney in the corner. Sweeney's going to unload a 3. Airs it out, and Gray gets the rebound.
Well, one thing I want to pick up on is that the key difference between the Tigers in the first and second half has been their defense. Here's DeFabio. Easy 2.
So the Rams are trying to press 3 defenders up on Gray. He finds DeFabio for the easy lay-in. So now the Tigers got to play clean and get out of this game here. They got to get out to the three-point line. They can't let him shoot threes. O'Malley's got it. He's going to take a stop. He's right at half court. Good call. Timeout by Emmett O'Malley. He had nowhere to go. He stopped just over the half-court line, maybe with an inch between him and the half-court line.
Yeah, so Tigers in crunch time, they've really locked up Leo Magnus, Christian Sweeney, no room to breathe. That was not the case in the first half. You know, that look from Sweeney was wide open in the first half. Coaching staff from the Tigers has made the adjustment, made it more difficult for the Rams to get those open looks because they came out hot in that third quarter, as we saw with Sweeney.
That's the one New Canaan three-point shooter, especially catch and shoot, which a lot of the three-point looks are in the FCIAC, but you don't want to leave open. And credit to Ridgefield, Andrew McClellan, and the rest of his staff for limiting his impact throughout the entirety of this game and limiting Leo Magnus's impact. That's going to be the storyline of this one. After 20 points against a really great Wilton defensive team, 6 points, 4 fouls. Leo Magnus, he has been locked down. Andrew McClellan came in here on a mission to shut down number 20.
Yeah, and even as a Ridgefield fan, it's sad to see Magnus has not had his best shooting game because we know how good he is, you know? He hits those tough shots. That's the kind of player he is. So, you know, the Tigers should be proud of their defensive effort to limit a player, first team all FCIAC player like Magnus to just 6 points.
So Sweeney's got 4, Wilson's got 4, and Magnus has 4 fouls as we head into the last minute 30 here in the game.
Gavin Bramwood also checks into the game for New Canaan, his first appearance for the senior.
Got to get it in. He gets it into Gray. Gray is immediately trapped, but he gets rid of it to Nakel. Here comes the trap. Nakel picks up his dribble, looking to get rid of it. He sent it all the way down court to DeFabio. Now they get it to Iben, and we're going to have the foul committed by Braden Sweeney?
Braden Sweeney.
Braden Sweeney, got it.
Big free throws here down the stretch. The Tigers can ice it if they're good from the line.
They certainly have been right now, getting everything they need to do done in these last few minutes, the Ridgefield Tigers. Outside of that free throw, but regardless, what they've done in this fourth quarter, the announcer, Jenks, sorry about that. What they have done, it's just them at their finest. Blink and you miss, and it's a 12-point game.
So we're going to have Iben with another free throw. I think this Tigers defense, they got to defend the three-point stripe hard. They cannot let threes get taken here. Iben no good on the second one. O'Malley hits the deck. He's okay. He's getting back up. They got to get out on the stripe. No threes. This has to be your total no 3D, and don't commit fouls. And they commit a foul. So it's going to be, they're going to call that on O'Malley on the foul. So they're going to send Magnus to the line to shoot 2.
Lucky that layup didn't roll in. That could have been a potential and one. Coach Andrew McClellan is going to call over his troops and provide a potential exit strategy in the waning moments. With a minute 13 remaining, both teams will huddle up with New Canaan down 12.
Yeah, Tigers here, all about game management. You know, use the clock on offense, defense, be smart. Do not give up any fouls. You want this clock to run. Aggressively out on three-point shooters, definitely. Help defense has got to be key, though. They can't let any open looks for Magnus, Sweeney, and co.
So that's O'Malley's 5th foul. He is fouled out of the game and is disqualified from this semifinal match. That's why we had 30 seconds to assess a new player to come in for him, and the coaches took the time to talk to their troops and try to get their last minute and 13 offense and defenses set here. So Magnus at the line to shoot 2. Can close it to 10 points, and he's good on the first one. So it's 57-46 Tigers. 57-46. Magnus good on both. So Magnus calms things down, and we're doing a little offense-defensive substitution, it looks like, because Magnus has 4, and they don't want to pick it up on the defensive end. So we're going to get the ball in deep into the corner to DeFabio, and he's immediately fouled. Looks like they're going to get Bozella on the foul. He was not trying to foul there, so he's a little upset that the foul was called. He's trying to just apply good backcourt pressure with Braden Sweeney. They had him trapped deep in the corner, but the foul call bails out DeFabio, who's in trouble, and he's going to step to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jeff. Braden Sweeney and Will Bozella were stunned at that foul, and especially DeFabio, who just went 2 for 2 half a minute ago. Number 1 is not the guy you want in this situation.
DeFabio short off the front of the rim. And we're going to have 4 new players for New Canaan, so a full offense-defense switch here for New Canaan Rams. So Magnus is back in along with Bramwitt,
Christian Sweeney, and Blake
Bozella.
Wilson alongside the freshman Griffin Bramwitt.
DeFabio in and out on the second, so he's 0 for 2 on that attempt. 10-point lead for the Tigers, coming up on a minute to go. Oh, they call a blocking foul on Alistair Walsh. Did the basket go, boys? I didn't see it. So the basket does not go. We're going to go to the line for 2. That's, the call's the call. The referee calls what they call. Alistair Walsh talking to the official. He's a little befuddled. He had a sandwich and a coffee sitting there in the lane and then got called for the block.
So Magnus will go right back to the line where he went 2 for 2. We thought this game was pretty much over, but if he goes 2 for 2 again, we're talking an 8-point game with 65 seconds left, a lot of time.
Magnus did a very good job of keeping his body off that player and getting that shot off. Very good athleticism from Magnus not to plow into him and to hold back and get that shot off. He did a really nice job with his body control there.
It's been those kinds of refinements in his game this year which has turned him from a role player on a decent team to the best player on one of the top 2 teams in the league.
And Magnus misses both. So Magnus and DeFabio knock their first 2 down on their first trip and then miss them down here on their second trip. Walsh flips it up to DeFabio, screaming for the ball to help out the young freshman. And now they got it to Nakel. 3 Rams coming at him, and he draws the foul right away. So that's going to be called on Bozella, I believe. Let's see the signal. No, I'm sorry.
It's going to go on Gavin Bramwood.
Gavin Bramwood gets called for the foul. It's his first. So coach sends DeFabio to half court, Walsh to three-quarter court, and Nakel's at the line to shoot 2. 10-point lead for the Tigers, under a minute to go. Nakel, front of the rim, no good.
Really bad free throw shooting from this Ridgefield team, not helping any Ridgefield fan in the audience with their stress levels.
I think that's 5 missed free throws in a row, boys, for both teams.
Just trying to draw out the tension and keep the viewers enthralled, but there you go, Nakel.
It's all about the ratings, Ian. Good call. You're the pro here. That's right.
All about the ego.
So he knocks down the second one. It's an 11-point game, 50 seconds to go. And it's out of bounds off the Rams. So Amos Gray applying the pressure down in the corner and gets the Rams to step on the baseline out of bounds. Walsh looking to get it in, getting close to a 5. Calls a timeout.
And they're going to turn
it over. And they do not grant the timeout. So it felt like, that shot clock has to, you have to be aware of the 5 seconds, and Walsh was signaled for the timeout, and I think the ref beat him to the whistle by calling the 5-second count. Walsh, good job on the perimeter. Good job by DeFabio on Bramwitt. Bramwitt throws it away.
A total miscommunication. Bozzella looking to cut, and the freshman Griffin Bramwitt just didn't get remotely close.
Yeah, not on the same frequency right there. Tigers facing some pressure from New Canaan here. They got to get the ball in, ice this game.
They get the ball into Nakel. Here comes a double team. He splits it with the dribble. He's being pursued down the court, and he's going to get fouled. That's Gavin Bramwitt with the foul. So that's a smart play there to stop the clock. Now the clock is your enemy if you're New Canaan. You've got to score. You've got to stop the clock. So they have to hope for some misses at the free throw line from Matthew Nakel. Tigers with an 11-point lead here, 34 seconds left in the game. And Nakel knocks it down. 12-point lead for the Tigers. He's going to shoot another one. And New Canaan continues with their substitution pattern, offense, defense.
I do want to give an update to the viewers. West Hill did defeat Ward. They defeated them handedly, 63-41. And it looks like Ridgefield will be playing the 6th seed West Hill, Jesus, right here in Tiger Hollow on Friday.
Magnus with a nice drive to the left, and he gets the easy lay-in. Only took about 5 seconds off the clock, so 28-8 left on the clock. It's an 11-point game. I will not declare this game over like my counterpart. I don't want to put the hex on the team. We're going to let it go to the buzzer. But it's an 11-point game with just under 30 seconds left to go. So West Hill, what, 20-point lead you said?
They won by 63-41 over Ward. That's your final. So wow. West Hill, the 6th seed, defeats the 10th seed. Fairfield Ward, it's a shame Ward couldn't have their full team this year. They looked like they were really set to have a monster season. But West Hill with a great tournament, a great run coming out of nowhere, and now they're going to be near impossible task of trying to defeat Ridgefield, who in this 4th quarter has looked like the team we were expecting them to be all day long. They looked like it for glimpses. New Canaan always had a response, but late in this 4th quarter, New Canaan simply outmatched by a barrage of Ridgefield buckets.
I think it's unfortunate the way this game played out with the foul situation for New Canaan. I think if Sweeney was able to play some more minutes in the second half, you would have seen that offense open up, Tigers shrink that lead. But in the end, the Tigers, just too much for the Rams. Played with poise, played with composure, which is exactly what Coach Mack preaches. And it looks like they're going to walk out of here with a win, but it's not over yet.
Walsh inbounds, and it's knocked out of bounds in front of the Rams bench by New Canaan. So the Tigers go to an interesting inbounds play. They line everyone up, and they kind of run the old football play, and they can't get it in. We're going to do it again from the sideline now with Walsh. Backcourt's wide open if he sends it. Flips it in deep to Gray. Gray gets bumped. They're ripping on him. Gets it out. He gets it out to Ivan. Ivan finds DeFabio. DeFabio gets fouled. And that's Jack Laddick going to foul DeFabio and send him back to the line here. The Rams doing a great job in the scramble, putting pressure, not fouling, and then he just got him on the body as he tried to launch the ball up the court to an open. I think that was Ivan who was down the court. So DeFabio going to the line here to shoot 2 with 19.5 seconds left and an 11-point lead for the Tigers.
What an A-plus effort from Amos Gray not to turn that ball over. Got himself in a spin cycle with that pivot foot and got it out.
That's right. He was under a tremendous amount of pressure in the backcourt, and I felt that shot clock about to go off again. They were getting very close to a 10 count back there, Ian.
Yes, they were.
So DeFabio knocks down the first one. Number 2 on the way and good. So Ben Klotz checks in, DeFabio checks out. A little offense, defense of their own here for the Tigers. Tigers get organized. Number 23, Ben Klotz in the backcourt with Nakel, Gray, Iban, and Walsh. Coach yelling out no threes. Off the back of the rim. Little tie-up down low, and that's going to be your game. So a heck of a game for these Rams. They did a good job. Iban and Bozzella exchanging hugs at half court. You know, let's not let this go without notice that this is the last game for the New Canaan seniors. Braden Sweeney, Gavin Bramwitt, Christian Sweeney, William Bozzella, Leo Magnus, Dennis Mulcahy. I just want to make sure I got that in, Ian, but of course you can say whatever you want about these fantastic players in their last game.
I appreciate it, Jeff. This is a unit that revived New Canaan basketball. This is not a basketball town. Before Coach Melzer came to town, took him a few years to set the culture, but the state championship heard around the state in D4, a solid season last year, now 3 straight winning seasons, and the longest run they've had in the FCIAC tournament under Coach Melzer. What a run it was. These 5 seniors, Leo Magnus, Christian Sweeney, and Will Bozzella, especially the senior captains, they're class acts off the floor. They're great team players. Coach Melzer loved this unit, and I know I'm New Canaan biased, but I think you two would agree with me. The final score, misleading. This game through 3.5 quarters, it was a great game, and it could have been anybody's game, Charlie, but in the end, Ridgefield was Ridgefield when he needed to be, and now they're heading to their 4th championship. Their 5th championship in 6 years. I can't even count anymore. Andrew McClellan has done magical things since becoming this team's head coach 8 years ago.
Very well said, Ian. You know, into this 4th quarter, it was a 4-point game. It was really only down to free throws and a couple missed shots from New Canaan. If those shots had gone the other way, this would have gone down to the wire. So I think every single one of these New Canaan Rams can hold their heads up high. They put it all out there on the court. They were elite from that 1st quarter all the way down to that 4th quarter. They put it all on the floor. They can be super proud. That game was just, everyone was flying around. It was high speed. It was high octane. It was elite level FCIAC basketball. And yeah, as you said, this game was not a 13-point win for Ridgefield. New Canaan was there every step of the way. They were able to match shot for shot just until that late in the 4th quarter, and that's what mattered. That double overtime game in regular season, we saw New Canaan was the one hitting those shots at the end of the 4th quarter. Blake Wilson with that big shot at the end of the 4th quarter especially. Those shots didn't fall for New Canaan tonight. They fell for Ridgefield, and that's what we talked about before the game. It was going to come down to those shots, and it did.
It really did, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. One last ride. Ridgefield earned this win from start to finish, coming out blow for blow with New Canaan. Coach Andrew McClellan's done phenomenal things with this program, continuing to churn out great talent. And with guys like Dylan Villette, Alistair Walsh, and the guy who's going to be the senior leader of his team next year, and Matthew Nakel, this team has a lot more to look forward to than just the Friday FCIAC championship. More and more will be in store for this team. And for New Canaan, I say the same thing. Blake Wilson is a phenomenal talent, so is Jack Laddick. Those two, alongside a couple other really solid pieces for New Canaan, are going to continue to keep these 2 teams linked together for a long time. So get used to the 30-minute road trip, folks. You're going to see a lot more of it and a lot more competitive play between the Tigers and the Rams for years to come. But it's been an honor to call these games for New Canaan over the last 3 years. From the Macular shot to the state championship, now to this FCIAC run. It's been a phenomenal run. I've had Event TV. Great work RHS Athletics is doing here, getting this set up with Athletic Director Dane Street and what you 2 guys have done. It truly is fantastic. Once again, appreciate you for having me on the call. And I can't wait to hear you guys call West Hill Ridgefield on Friday right here on this YouTube channel, the 1 seed and the 6 seed. You guys are going to have a heck of a lot of fun calling that one.
Yeah, Ian, I think this goes for the entire state when you say, well, you are the cream of the crop when it comes to play-by-play. You are well beyond your years. It was an honor. Jeff and I share this little table with you, and it was a classic for almost 4 quarters. Really excited to see what you do in the future. I'm sure you got a great career ahead of you. It was an honor today. Thank you.
Charlie, thank you. I hope you end up in North New York with me. I don't even know where Syracuse is, to be completely honest with you. I haven't even been able to visit. COVID, right? But in a COVID season, everybody wanted to see this game, and we got it. You're too kind, Charlie and Jeff. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, it was great having you, Ian, and thanks a lot to Emily Fox, the producer, who hung in there the whole time. And she to all you Rams fans, she's a Rams fan. She was bouncing around back there and jumping up and down with made baskets. So let's see. I know producers don't like to be on camera, but we're going to throw her on camera. There she is. So thanks for making the trip up. Brought all the gear up to make sure we had a good day back here. And it's all about the players and the seniors. And Ian is one of those seniors, and so is Charlie. So Charlie gets one more dance with the boys, and we'll see if the girls get another dance. They play tomorrow here in Ridgefield. But we sent the New Canaan seniors off, and I want to just mention them again because the dedication it takes to be a senior basketball player and a varsity basketball player in any town is not easy. And so that's Braden Sweeney, Gavin Bramwitt, Christian Sweeney, the captain, Will Bozzella, a captain, Leo Magnus, a captain, and Dennis Mulcahy, who I'm super impressed with. Any of these guys play? I know you said Colorado was where Magnus is going to go, Colorado College.
Yep, Colorado College for Leo Magnus. He'll continue his basketball career there. Right now, that's the only guy who's committed for basketball. I know both the Sweeney twins are heading to Miami for academics, not for the sports, although those two have been phenomenal three-sport athletes over the years for New Canaan. And then Will Bozzella, I know he's not going to college to play basketball most rightly, but if you know his story, you know he's one of the kindest guys around, one of the smartest guys around, and the definition of what Coach Melzer wants to build in this program. All these seniors deserve the praise, as Jeff mentioned, for bringing New Canaan basketball back to their glory days. And same thing for Ridgefield, a program that had never been to an FCIAC championship before Andrew McClellan brought here. Shout out to all the guys over the years. A guy we interviewed at halftime like Luke McGarity. Those are the guys who make this program what it is.
Yeah, it's not easy, and we never want to lose sight of how hard it is. There can only be one winner, but that doesn't mean the season's not a success for these teams. These teams look to build on strategies and successes for these young athletes, and I think they all walk away from these programs better people, better students, of course, and better athletes. And the dedication that goes into this by the coaching staff and these players is widely overlooked on how much time these young men and women who are athletes put into their skills, and they keep their grades up. Like you said, I mean, a lot of these athletes are honored students, and you talked about Bozzella, I believe, being a very highly touted academic player athlete as well. So
Yes.
that can never be overlooked. The parents should be very proud of these young men. They represented their school very well on themselves. They handled themselves great during that game. That's a high intensity game, and really no problems in that game. The referees did a good job tonight, and it's good to see a game played out on the floor and decided by the basketball. And honestly, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that game. I was so into calling it, I don't know what happened that swung it around. Like, you can say missed shots here or there, but that, there's something more to that, right? And so something changed, and it'll be interesting to go see what happened there. But for now, it's Ridgefield playing West Hill.
That is correct.
Yes.
West Hill, Ridgefield, 6 versus the 1, right here in Tiger Hollow on Friday night.
That's right. And tomorrow night we'll have the girls against St. Joe's, 7 o'clock in the girls' semifinal game, and they will play the winner of Danbury Trumbull are playing each other tomorrow night too. So the girls bracket is very much alive and very competitive as well. So thanks to you two young men for being here. You guys did a great job. Good luck to you next year in Syracuse. I look forward to my seats at the Knicks game that you're going to get me when you become the next Knicks announcer.
Give me 10 to 20 years on that one. We'll see what we can do.
Hey, whatever it takes, I'll be around, right? All right, thank you, boys. We're going to sign off. Thanks to all our fans who tuned in. We had a lot of people on the stream, and the replays will be up, so enjoy. And congratulations to the Rams on a very, very good season. They got deep into the playoffs and the semifinals, very respectable. And to our Tigers, good luck in the next round.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Ian. Everyone, have a good night.